friends to the show that never ends. We're so glad you could attend. Come inside, come inside.
Hello, one. Hello, all. Long time no see. I come to you as always. I forgot my name for a second. As CP, otherwise known as Charles. You're getting a bit of an OG with a twist version of show business. To my immediate screen right is Bob of Organized Chaos.
Hello.
Bob, hi there. And to his right, we have Rudy of Gen X Reviews. Rudy,
hello.
How are you?
Great, man. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here, Rudy. If you are a member of us fellow divorced fraternity, Rudy's got quite the TikTok channel for you.
Absolutely.
Did you call it a channel on TikTok? What do you call it?
A page? Channel? I don't know. Page? Yeah, channel, page, whatever. Yeah. No one's come up with the official term yet.
I know you follow people, and then if you follow each other, you're friends. I don't know.
Yes. That's it. Yeah, that's exactly. You can message each other and collab and do things like that. So.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's like Vine with benefits.
Pretty much, yeah.
Ooh.
Lastly, but of course not leastly, it is Lindsey.
Hello.
Nonsense. Oh,
that's me.
Let me plug your channel.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My 2 cents of nonsense, or here, as otherwise seen. How are you guys doing?
Great.
Doing well.
Guys, this is the part where we talk. We're live.
Yeah.
Oh shit, we're supposed to talk? I thought we would stare at each other awkwardly. I thought that'd be great.
Oh wait, pardon. Hello to everyone in the chat, especially Sean with the €5 super chat. Thank you, Sean. We've had The Northman, Batman, Elvis, Top Gun Maverick, and Avatar 2 to come. Everything, everywhere, all at once. Hardly a bad year. CP hopes for Avatar 2. Yeah, no, I didn't clickbait.
Yeah.
You know, I'm somewhat offended, but yeah, no, I got you here. I got €5 out of you to make that argument. So there's that. So who's laughing now? But I do have statistics that'll say otherwise. August, the box office report for August. And this is just theatrical, mind you. I realize there's 75 different streaming services at this point. August reported a minus 43% drop from the same time in 2019. They're not including 2020 or 2021 because of COVID. They're considering 2022 the first year where theaters are functional. And August is usually the final hurrah. Like this weekend, Labor Day weekend is usually set for, the last big gasp for something. And I don't even know what came out this weekend. Like there's no heavy hitters.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I saw Star Trek Wrath of Khan last night. That's
that's
pretty heavy hitter.
That's the one. I've been waiting to see that one.
For the record, it was amazing.
Well, of course.
I still cry at the end. I still do.
Oh,
I've seen it 100 times. Yes, I can't help it.
How can you not?
I know. If you don't cry, you have no soul. I mean, that speech that Leonard Nimoy and Amazing Grace playing, it's poignant and beautiful.
Oh, you're talking about the original one, not the one with Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh,
well, that was still fun, and that was fun. It wasn't as horrible as to me.
I
It's not
agree.
as horrible as everybody says. I have fun with it.
Yeah, it's fun enough to watch. It's
Cody,
not
you're
as
welcome
good,
to
but
join. Cody says, "You trying to steal my side chicks?" You can join the fun, man. I don't give a shit. We can make it a fivesome.
We call them Sanchas in Spanish, Cody. So if you want to throw that in your vocab, Sancha.
Dice. Hello. Yeah. So it was brought up. Top Gun Maverick is the leader for the year.
Yeah.
Which,
who saw that one coming? Seriously,
Not me.
Yeah, that, and it's wow. All right, never mind. I'll shut the fuck up. It's made 700 million domestic, 1.4 billion worldwide.
Yeah.
It just passed Black Panther, I think, in the charts of all-time highest-grossing movies.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Bob.
I was gonna say there's been 2 movies that have been pandemic immune since the pandemic, and that's Spider-Man: No Way Home and Top Gun Maverick. They're pulling pre-pandemic numbers, and I don't. Yeah. Like, I get Spider-Man: No Way Home, Top Gun Maverick. I never would have predicted. No.
Yeah.
Didn't Venom 2 did pretty good too, didn't it? Like not as good as the first one, because the first one got close to $1 billion.
It did all right.
Is it all right?
Like Doctor Strange 2 pulled almost $1 billion, but I do feel like it won't pull $1 billion pre-pandemic. Probably. But yeah,
yeah, Jurassic, whatever the hell is like, it will cross $1 billion. I think it's at like 995 at this point.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it won't have done better pre-pandemic.
That movie was shit.
It's not a good movie at all.
Fuck
but
yeah.
That was.
It might be the worst $1 billion franchise out there. Like, where all 3 films got $1 billion, it might. I mean, I know there's someone in the call who defends one of those movies.
I enjoyed the first one. I cannot defend the last 2.
In regard, go ahead, Bob. Go ahead.
But yeah, the last 2, no.
One more time, Bob.
I was saying I enjoy Jurassic World still.
Yeah.
The last 2, no.
Yeah, and who knew that Jurassic World would have caused all that with Star Wars? But that's a story for a different day. We've all seen Maverick, yes?
Yes.
I haven't actually.
Really?
Oh, right.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
No. Go ahead and talk about it though. By all means, don't worry about spoilers on my part. Go for it.
I guess generally speaking, is it a $1.4 billion movie?
I mean, I enjoed it, but I
have a theory.
No,
I have a theory on that.
Like it?
Ooh.
I know.
Okay.
My theory's I get the full screen. Oh my god! Wow. Okay.
Go with the theory.
Pressure's on.
Right, hot seat. My theory is Maverick is really one of the first movies in a while is a movie going experience. Like, you have to go to the theater and experience this film. Even if you have it in IMAX, you have to go. It's just one of those well acted, well directed films that you have to go. I think like similar to Dune, but Dune wasn't as popular. But it wasn't just a comic book audience. It was an adult audience. You had veterans going, you had mothers, you had wives, you hit all the demographics to go see this well-made movie. And let's just face it, Tom Cruise has been knocking it out of the park after The Mummy. Yeah, he goes all out with his films, and I think that's part of the mystique of Tom Cruise is that he really did that fucking stunt. Can you believe that? It's that like you want to see that on the big screen because you're really going to get that experience.
I have so much respect for Tom Cruise. He doesn't have to do these things anymore. It's like, Tom, do you need more money, or like, what are you doing these backflips for? Just you don't have to ride on the outside of the plane. You can afford a seat. Just get inside, buddy. It's okay.
Is Scientology that expensive?
Membership costs, man.
Shit, man.
Part of me likes to imagine there's like a giant net, like 5 miles long, like underneath where they were shooting like that airplane thing. So if he did fall, there was like somebody. No.
Oh yeah, no, he had a cord, like if you see behind the scenes of all that. But still, like it kind of, as a movie fan, it frustrates me that so many different productions they'll just resort to CGI, and you have Tom Cruise.
Mm-hmm.
I'll break my ankle while I'm jumping from one building to another for a stunt, and like
I thought that's the stunt that got him hurt too. Like, of all the crazy shit that he's done,
the movie,
I know.
The one that he actually broke his ankle on is the one that's in Fallout.
Yeah. I love it when they do that. Like when one of the Lord of the Rings movies, Viggo Mortensen like broke his toe kicking something, and they left that in the movie. The Exorcist. They kept pulling the mom against the wall for like an hour over and over, and eventually they're like, okay, give it to her really hard, and they gave it to her too hard, and she got hurt, and that's the shot that they use. Like it's sometimes it's just the way to do it.
Yeah. Sean, that's of course what I'm referring to. It's hard to judge any year on film since the age of streaming. Like how many exclusives have been on Paramount, HBO Max, Disney, so on and so forth. I mean, we're getting Pinocchio on Thursday on Disney Plus, which is so strange.
I've seen it. I'm not going to watch it. Just kidding.
It's worth noting.
I'm not going to watch it.
Part of the issue of August was the biggest movie in August was Prey, and that was a Hulu movie.
Yeah.
Although streaming services don't really release how much a film is made, right? I don't know if those demographics have actually been public. I know Disney hasn't done that yet.
No.
How do you gauge if it's successful and if it's made money or not?
That's how
you kind of have to trust them. Which is
they're doing the old Hollywood trick of find a way to report losses, and Netflix has managed to do it in spades because they're operating at a loss, but they just keep making 15 movies a year and dumping a ton of money into things. But no, we're broke. Yeah, why is your stock price so high then? Is what I say.
I also think that Maverick, going back to Maverick, it's not a comic book movie, and I know there's a portion of the movie-going audience that's kind of like, we're oversaturated. That market's been oversaturated, and we would just want something different. And granted, it's still a sequel, and it's still marketing with nostalgia, but it's well made. And again, I think that's just a little portion of the movie-going audience. I think I hope more studios shoot for.
Yeah, it's also a sequel to a beloved movie. It's like one of the. I mean, there's a lot of movies from the '80s that are celebrated. Like, if we're gonna make a list of them, like that's a obscene task. But like, this is a movie that, like, if you dropped it like at any point, people would have been at least interested. The fact that it came out like on the end of a pandemic, so people were interested and they wanted to go out and do things. And I think it was just it all just kind of came together in a really nice way.
Yeah, it did.
I mean, the top 5 for 2022. You have Top Gun Maverick at 700, and then in second is Doctor Strange Multiverse with 411. There's such a drop off, 700 to 411. Like as a country, we all said, Top Gun, we're in. Let's all go 5 times. And I mean, a Marvel movie couldn't pull 500. Jurassic World is third with 375. The Batman, why is that only 369? Like it's just so strange looking at some of these numbers, and then you see just Top Gun like having these weird Avatar numbers, and it's just I mean I enjoyed it. I had a brilliant time with it. I don't know if you asked me before it was released, CP, why don't you invest $10 in Top Gun Maverick, and you could take 2 points off the back end? I'd be like, no, thank you, no.
I wonder the tinfoil hat. No, go ahead.
I was just saying, post-pandemic, it's a dice roll in any of these movies, and I genuinely would have wanted to think Top Gun would outperform Doctor Strange, but it did significantly. It's not even like fucking close. It's like,
almost double, like almost double. Yeah, it is odd. I mean, some of my favorites from the year are things that I saw at home, which I'm certain that theaters hate hearing things like that, but sometimes you just want to stay in on a Saturday night and watch something. And there have been a handful of movies that have kind of worked for that. And the streaming services, they're fighting it out for whatever it is. Like it's weird. The fight that used to happen between the studios at the theaters have just moved, and now they're fighting for streaming services, and it's between Prime and HBO Max and whatever the hell happens to that, Paramount Plus, Peacock. It's all going on there, and they just let Disney have the theaters. Meanwhile, there's still Disney Plus anyway, so it's just
yeah.
Speaking of streaming, Bob, we don't really talk about shows here, but you like to talk about. Well, you don't like to talk about it so much as you like to react to
Yes.
pig-headed morons who talk about how woke everything is. The backlash on the latest Lord of the Rings series. What
The Rings of Power on Amazon. It's reportedly the most expensive TV series ever, and there have been people who have. I don't have a better term for it. So it's people have a hate boner for this series, like, more religiously than anything I've ever seen in my life. They've been bitching about it for a year, and it's only just now come out. They've been talking about magazine articles, and largely the two biggest complaints that all seems to revolve around always ends up being Galadriel is a warrior, and there's a black hobbit. And it always seems to revolve around those two. They'll have other quibbles, and it's like, okay, I'll look at the other quibbles, and they'll be, significant. But it always seems to revolve around those two things, and it absolutely drives me nuts. Because
the third one too. Actually, you're forgetting the black elf.
Oh, there's a black. Oh, yes, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I get so overpowered by the other two, but yes, there is that one too. And it's like, I literally don't care. Number one, Galadriel as a warrior is one of the coolest looking things in the show. So,
why is that a problem? I'm so ill.
The argument is that Galadriel is the epitome of female power, feminine power. And I'm like,
I didn't know what that name was.
Number one, I didn't know that. Number two. So this is
right.
Is like,
so what?
This is like 1,000 or 2,000 years before that.
At least
start somewhere. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
No. You see, characters aren't allowed to grow. They need to be static. Because I'm the exact same I was when I was 5. Like I haven't changed at all. Like,
dude,
I guess that's actually
like my Play-Doh, guys. I need to go out. Such good stuff.
Actually, now that you mention that, Play-Doh does sound fun.
It kind of does, yeah. It always sounds fun, and then it all gets mixed up, and then you're like, oh, I kind of ruined it. But yeah.
I tend to stay away from those hate, channels like, oh, it's woke. I haven't seen one episode yet, but I'm going in blind because I haven't read anything about it. That's kind of like my method of what I've been doing the past couple of years is like no teaser breakdowns.
Yeah.
I'm going to blind. But has anybody seen it, and is it good so far?
I've seen it.
How is it?
Has anyone else seen it? Am I the only one?
Go ahead, Lindsey. You're in.
You might be the only one.
It's good. Like I'm having a lot of fun with it. I kind of wish there was more to engage and kind of keep bringing me back beyond. Hey, Lord of the Rings is going to happen eventually. Like it's a prequel. You need to have some amount of that. But I am liking Galadriel. She is pretty badass. The actor, I think the actress playing her is really nailing that. It's kind of fun seeing these Harefoots that are like the OG hobbits, and because you can kind of see how they, without like really them having to overly explain it, you can kind of see like how they go from what we're seeing them in this show to what we're more accustomed to them being in like The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. It's really not that much of a stretch. So it's just kind of, there's a lot of really subtle storytelling going on here and there. But then there'll be other moments where it's like someone finds a sword and it's like, oh yeah, that's a Sauron sword, or not, it's not Sauron's sword, but it's a sword someone on Sauron. It does cudgel you every now and again that Lord of the Rings is coming, and those are like the weaker moments. But there are a lot of really interesting character beats, like Galadriel has a really tough choice in the first episode. I'm not going to say what it is or how she reacts to it, but it kind of weighs on her the entire episode, and it kind of really does inform a lot of things that she's doing. So there is a lot of character work going on, and there's a really good mystery going on with another character that has a hell of an entrance into the show. You'll know who I mean the moment they show up, but they haven't really said who they are yet or what their deal is. I'm very into that, and it's only 2 episodes deep. That's worth mentioning too. a lot of shows start strong and then just kind of Game of Thrones themselves. But so
See,
but it's got me. I'm interested. Yeah.
Cool.
Their argument really runs thinner and thinner every time they bring it up. And like they have no argument. Like if you want to talk about Ghostbusters 2016, I will say that is a movie that's girl power first, movie second.
Absolutely.
Black Christmas 2019.
Actually, I think it's girl power first, Chris Hemsworth being funny, good movie third.
Good point.
I like that.
The thing you always want is the story. You want the story to be good. You want an entertaining movie, and if you can get inclusivity and not make it seem shoehorned, then so be it. I mean, Disney's been with their toes in the water for the last however long, just putting enough homosexuality in their things to say, look, we have representation, but just enough to have the LGBTQ community be like, what the fuck is that? I kissed my mother like that. That's nothing. And then China says,
go ahead.
I was just saying, it's the most milquetoast stuff, yet they blow up over it. Like, oh my God, like it's the worst thing ever. We're exposing our children to this. It's like, to what? A 2-second same-sex kiss in Lightyear? I don't care.
It's also they're catering to that demographic, but it's just enough to remove for the overseas audiences.
Beat me to the punch.
There's that one too.
China doesn't like that, so we're gonna completely cut that.
It's not just Disney either. Like the Fantastic Beasts over at Warner Brothers recently, like that entire franchise is about the fallout of the gay love between Grindelwald and Dumbledore, and blink and you'll miss the gayness in all three of these movies. I don't know. Well, I mean, they've got their own problems too.
I haven't even seen the third one yet, but like J.K. Rowling is so non-committal. Like she's like, oh yeah, Dumbledore's gay, and I'm going to prove it by not putting it in the text at all. Cool.
but like, at what point do these mouth breathers accept that they're wrong? Like, it can't. Every movie can't be shoving an agenda down your throat. I'm sorry. It's impossible. A broken clock is right at least once.
Well, it's worth noting you can't even make that argument until you've actually seen it. Like until you've seen it, you don't know. You can't base it on a trailer.
Yeah,
I
being
swear
pissed off.
Sometimes studios put those clips in the trailer just to trigger them and get the clicks because it's so easy to trigger them. It's so easy.
I've been operating under the assumption that Disney and such are just kind of using them as free advertising for years now. They know that if they do X and Y, they'll get YouTubers making all kinds of videos, and then that's people talking about the movie, and they didn't have to do anything.
Exactly.
Bad press. There's no such thing as bad press. If they're talking about it, it's in the ethos. It's in the internet.
Just ask Sony.
That's all they're doing. Yep.
It's Morbid time.
It's Morbid.
I can't wait
to your point,
it's re-release of Morbius.
It's like I'm not part of that woke thing. There's some scenes that are so on the nose, like, oh, they could have wrote that better. But get this, my girlfriend and my daughter and I, we love A League of Their Own, the original movie with Penny Marshall. It's one of our favorite movies, and my daughter plays softball, and we're watching it, and they remake the series. So we go to Amazon, and we put on episode 1, and we're like, wait a minute, this is like a little different. I guess Penny Marshall did everything historically accurate, right? There was no black players on the team.
And
in the first 5 minutes, a black player walks up, hey, I want to try out. You can't be here. Well, check me out. I'm like, wait a minute, that's not historically accurate. They were like, that wouldn't happen. But everybody on the team was either was gay, and there was all this sex talk. There was a lot of F-bombs, and there was like a couple sex scenes. Like, where's the fucking baseball? I mean, what's going on? And my daughter and my girlfriend got upset. She goes, I know what they're trying to do, but this is not the historically accurate story.
That's forced. See, that is forced.
And then I read about it, and they're taking the historical event, but they're just changing it and bringing today's message into that event. So it's not historically accurate. And that's where I'm like, well, come on, you can't do that. I mean, or can you? I don't know. But for it to upset my daughter, who's 18, and my girlfriend, that says a lot because they're so on the nose.
I mean, if you're writing a television series, because Rudy, they do have a scene where like a black woman has like a cannon and she throws it to one of the
Mm-hmm.
players. It's this quick scene that tells you, this is a time where we were not exactly the best version of ourselves,
right?
And the young black
I
lady
was gonna bring
couldn't
that
play.
up. Yes.
And but she was way better than basically all of them at throwing. With a series, you could have that, but then they had the Negro Leagues for male baseball back then. Have some, like, you don't have to shoehorn things when it's nonfiction. That's when I get a little funky. Although at the same time, Kate Blanchett played Bob Dylan, which that movie was weird. I think that was
I was
like,
about to say that was an artistic choice.
Yeah,
they tried something. I'll give them that. If nothing, they went for it.
Yeah, nonfiction. It's a little touchy.
Yeah, and for me, if you're retelling like a historic moment in history, respect the history. Don't change it up. That's just always been my opinion. Don't change up history or reword it. But I get it. If it's like a nonfiction take on it, then okay, go ahead. But for me, it's like my daughter and my girlfriend wanting to see and dedicate it because we're already vested because of the name. We're like really disappointed that there was hardly any baseball and just lots of sex and lots of talk. Like, whoa, come on now.
So it's R-rated then.
It's for adults. Yeah, it's not like a family movie that you'd see. Like, it's not like the Penny Marshall movie.
Wow,
I would not expect
that's
that.
I love
watch
that.
it for yourself and check it out because like I could not believe it.
Yeah, that's shocking because that movie was wholesome and fun, and there's no crying in baseball. I mean, like, legendary movie.
Such a good line.
I'm trying to think. Are there F-bombs in that movie? There might be one.
There might be one.
They're like 4 in the first 2 minutes. Like, what?
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, you're allowed one F-bomb, sometimes 2, depending on the decade. Without being R-rated. So like,
if there's more than one F-bomb, children can't watch it.
Right. Well, but then what's that Sean Connery movie, Finding Forrester or something like that? They say it twice and it's PG-13.
Really?
It is the context. If you do it twice, it depends on the context.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
You can prick your finger, but you can't finger your prick.
There's your soundbite right there. Clip it.
Boom.
Yes.
All right. So, Happy Sanjo, $5 super chat. Thank you very much. What do you guys think the true reason for Halloween Ends going to Peacock day and date is? Can the box office for other movies be making them nervous? No.
I will bet you 100% that they're just trying to get people on Peacock right now. Service. They're just doing what they can.
I don't even know what it's up against, but I'm telling you, I said this on Friday. We've been Lindsey, how long have we been talking about Universal and how much they don't want to be in movie theaters?
Oh, wow. That sounds familiar.
Years.
Yeah.
Peacock
feels like Warner Brothers wants to be that now, but
it sounds like Warner Brothers wants to be something completely other than entertainment. But Universal fought tooth and nail to get as close a deal as possible because they were ones losing hard to Disney in box office. No matter what they did, no matter how great their product, with all due respect to the Fast and Furious fans, Universal was getting frustrated that their Fast and Furious franchise wasn't making nearly as much because they had to share theaters with whatever Pixar, Marvel, whatever hot thing at the moment was on 5 or 6 screens at the time, and they were really losing their patience, as was Warner Brothers, and Universal managed to. During the pandemic, they managed to work out a deal where they have a 17-day window where if it's not day and date, they'll have it in 17 days. They're not afraid of anything. They want their money. They don't want to share All of these streaming services, it's not them being afraid of anybody. I mean, shit, Disney is the monopoly, and they're still streaming their own things. If I'm Disney, why not just release Pinocchio to the theaters? You have everything else out there. Well, it's them saving money and being able to take all of the profit. It has nothing to do with fear. I promise you that. It's greed. Above all else, it's greed. They want all of that money. I mean, be honest with yourself. Would you be more likely to watch a movie if it was at your fingertips, or if you had to, get in the car and put $5 gas in and drive out to the theater and wait in line and get sticky shoes? And
I got to take on that, because before COVID, I loved going to the movies. I used to go twice a week, and just the whole experience, getting popcorn and soda, and just watching the movie. I loved going. And then COVID happened, and of course we were all locked in our homes for a year and a half or so. I noticed I went from an extrovert to being an introvert. My personality changed, and when I went to the movies, and if anybody says a fucking word, I'm like, I just shut up. It ruins it, because to get that escapism for me takes a while. And once I'm in it, if somebody says anything, it takes me out of it. I get so irritable. So I'm finding myself, who was a movie going loving guy, I prefer staying home now, but I'll go to the big movies like Top Gun to go experience it in the theater. But I am now that person, and I never thought I would be.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's exactly what Universal did. Universal didn't have to day and date it. They could have just put it on Peacock, but they know that people want to see it on a big screen.
Yeah.
And what they're doing is they're trying to cater to as many people as possible. All right, you want to see the end of Michael Myers on the big screen. Yeah, you have that. And if you want to stay home and watch it, you have that too. Please sign up for Peacock.
Yeah. Give us your money.
Yeah. I'm promising you, it has nothing to do with fear. It has everything to do with greed.
It's passive income. That's what streaming. That's what they view streaming as. It's like, oh, we don't need to do anything, and we'll just get $10 a month per person. Like, yeah, come on, get me that. It's why all of them usually give you like a free month. It's like drug dealer mentality. Go ahead, first one's free. And you find out. I mean, let's be real here, guys. Binge watching is the drug of the 21st century. Like,
my God,
that is true.
Like, some of my fondest memories of the past 15 years are like binge watching this or that with certain friends, or just like the experience of like finally watching something, but then like not having to deal with waiting for the week to week of certain episodes. Like binge watching, like there's certain shows that I can binge watch, but I cannot wait for week to week. Like there's a lot of anime like that, because I love anime, but anime, like, it's a very ongoing story. They're not very contained. And so you watch just one episode, it's not very satisfying. You immediately want to watch the next one. And if you have to wait a week or two, that sucks. But if it's right there, I'm going, man. I'm just going to keep going and power through the entire season, and I'll just do it. And a lot of people do talk about how like it hurts things. I agree with that. Especially like, look at The Boys, Amazon's runaway series right now. The fact that there's a week in between each episode, I think, helps that show a lot, because so much happens in each episode. There's a lot to talk about or think about. Yeah. So I embrace, but also I'm cautious about the streaming model. And I think I'm going a little rambling here. If someone wants to cut me off, by all means, go for it. But
no.
Do you talk to your? So somebody has a brilliant comment and says he can't even catch a Toy Story sequel without having to talk to your 5-year-old about homosexuality. Do you talk to your 5-year-old about regular sexuality?
Yeah.
Why would you be talking to your 5-year-old about any sexuality?
Yeah.
Also, I miss something in part 1, 2, and 3?
People who love each other.
Yeah. Who's gay in Toy Story?
Did I miss something?
Like maybe Woody and Buzz? Like, is there like some undertones there?
It's a reference to Lightyear and a sneeze and you miss it kiss. But yeah, I again, they're not making out. There's not nude
There's no
toys
tongue.
thrusting.
Sorry.
I thought that hardcore sex scene was a bit much in that movie.
Just in the middle of the Lightyear movie, they just cut to the sex scene from the Team America movie, and they just let it play.
Oh, that'd be perfect.
It was unexpected. Points for
Just
Kurt
poorly
on that
edit
one.
like a YouTuber, Woody and Buzz's head like on top.
Yeah.
I'm done.
One last thing about Halloween Ends. There was news that was released Friday night that the ending still has not been decided on.
Wait, the ending for what? I'm sorry.
Halloween Ends. You know
Wait, that doesn't have an ending yet.
The third,
the
irony, first of all, of Halloween Ends, still trying to figure out what the ending is.
Oh my God.
David Gordon Green has said that he hasn't figured out just how he wants to end the movie just yet, and that movie comes out in 5 weeks.
Wow.
But they filmed everything, right? He probably has multiple endings.
Yeah, I imagine they have
hasn't-
multiple endings worked out. Yeah.
They haven't figured out which one.
Wasn't this the thing that they had 3 in mind back in 2018?
Yeah.
They had everything
4
planned.
years ago.
This, I'm telling you, this is Star Wars all over again. This is Rise of Skywalker all over again.
Yeah.
Rise of Skywalker.
Well, except David Gordon Green's been in charge of this pretty much, to my understanding. So, like, he could do what he wanted. I would assume he would have a plan, an ending kind of figured out when he even started. I would assume he had an idea, but apparently not.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he figures it out, but it's not a good sign.
No, it's not a good sign at all. That's why I brought up Star Wars. I'm like, there were stories of JJ before the premiere. He was like editing the night before.
Yeah, yeah.
That's frightening.
Yeah.
That's been happening a lot lately. Cats did the same thing. Like the director of Cats didn't see the first cut that went to theaters before it went to theaters.
And wasn't there CGI stuff missing in that?
And gloves.
Yeah.
You could see people their human hands with gloves.
What happened to just delaying a movie? Why are
DC's doing it for everything?
Yeah.
Our studios can't do it now because DC's taking all the delays.
Well, DC was like really big on that with like, because like, you know, back in the day they set a release for Justice League, and that was part of what caused everything to go so wrong.
Yeah.
Like, we can't push this back. Why would we push this back? And you know, part of the thing of pushing something back is you're then admitting that you made a mistake. You did something wrong, and like, you know, you can never do that. You can never be the person who made a mistake in Hollywood anymore. You always have to.
Yeah.
You know, there's always has to be someone else's problem, someone else's excuse, and that's why that. Yeah. It sucks, but
so are you guys confident? Are you worried? Why would they let this out? Is my question.
No,
because
that's a good question. I don't know why you do publicity in this way. Like, there's all types of things you release for publicity. I don't know why you do this one. Just get it in the news, I guess.
Yeah, but
I don't
know.
know.
If somebody hates it, they're going to go right to that story and say, well, whatever the other ending was probably better.
And you get videos on it.
Yeah, content. All right, never mind.
Yeah,
it's good for us YouTubers. Never mind. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
You know what they should do is they should do the Clue thing where it's like each theater gets a different ending.
Yes,
I
love that movie.
There you go.
Right?
We need a Clue revival. Yes,
Let's do it.
I mean,
I love that movie. I love it. I see
that
it once a month. I love it.
Man.
That's one of, if not my favorite comedy.
Flames on the side of my face, burning.
Tim Curry owns it.
Well, I had to stop her from screaming.
It's so quotable.
So would you guys, if I don't know how many of you are looking forward to Halloween Ends, does it concern you at all?
I mean, I'm looking forward to it, but yeah, I mean, it concerns me. But at the same time, we just gotta see what they do.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm not expecting anything. I'm expecting whatever I want. I know I'm not going to get, so I'm just going in with low expectations. I just hope with all the leaks online, it's not spoiled for me before I see it. That's why I'm just taking a break from Twitter and everything like that. So I'm not expecting much, but we'll see what happens. I was pleased with the first one. Kills was okay. It ends. We'll see what happens.
I'm one of the few people who liked Kills. It's
I
not
love
perfect,
Kills.
but yeah.
And the ending I saw was way better than the one you guys got.
Yeah, no, the ending you described.
So
I'm definitely in camp. The first one was good, and part two.
Bob, you're
so
robot.
Got a little X. He's got a little X right there on his little icon. So.
Oh, he does.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
what is that?
Oh, we lost him.
Maybe he drops. He'll be back.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure whatever you said wasn't really that important anyway. Would you?
Do you think they're going to go harder? Because like the end of Kills, spoilers if you haven't seen it, but the end of Halloween Kills definitely implies that Michael Myers is supernatural. I think they're going to swing into that more. Like, welcome back, by the way, Bob.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey,
Bob, do you want to repeat what you just said because we got none of it?
If I remembered exactly what it was, I would. I don't think it was that.
What do you me? If you forgot already?
I think I was just pointing out I was okay with Kills. Okay.
Yeah. It's just strange to me that they're Star Warsing Halloween, which seemed. I mean, if you watch 2018 and then you watch Kills right after it, they flow. No matter how you feel about them, they flow into each other quite well.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
I don't know why you have the same people making the third movie, yet there's hiccups, and I for the life of me I can't figure out why that is, why it's so late. I mean, you had 2 years, because I'm telling you right now, Halloween Kills was done in February of 20. It was done. I've heard. So you've had 2+ years to really figure things out, and here we are, 5 weeks to go, and they don't know how they're going to end the movie they titled Halloween Ends.
Yeah.
It doesn't. That confuses me. I mean, it's a slasher. If you let Michael Myers live, it's not the biggest surprise in the world. I think I'd be surprised if Jamie Lee Curtis's character survives, because
I don't see
enough's
her going
enough
to come back for anything.
Killer again.
Yeah,
killer.
I mean, I
With
am
all due respect,
hoping they kill off
great
Michael
actress.
and end the franchise, but I do know if it makes enough money, that is not happening.
Oh yeah, no, they're even if they kill him, they're going to leave a little peephole.
Yeah. I mean, they brought him back after decapitating him, so yeah.
Well, no. Apparently, those movies don't exist.
True.
Halloween 2018
the hell
is
you
actually Halloween 2. Halloween 2018 is Halloween 2.
Yeah.
You know what I want to see is like after Halloween Kills, I want them to go back and make Halloween 3 too.
Oh.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm game.
With the
Halloween
TV,
3
with
was
the
fun.
with
Season of
the
the Witch.
giveaway.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, maybe not necessarily like a direct sequel to that, but go back to like the anthology thing or something like that. You know, just leave Michael alone for a while.
On board. Yeah.
Halloween 3 is like one of my favorite in their franchise.
It's so
like
good.
I would agree with that.
Mine too.
It's got a very Cronenberg-y feel to it.
It is dark and twisted and weird, and I kind of dig it. Yeah, it's very underrated in my opinion.
It's actually one of my preferred soundtracks. I'm not saying it's better than the original Halloween, but when I work from home, so I have nothing but movie scores playing, and Halloween 3 is on repeat every other day. I love it.
Yeah, that's badass.
Halloween.
So
Silver Shamrock, yeah.
Halloween Kills premiered at Venice Film Festival, which was this time last year, and Venice Film Festival is currently going on. So Brendan Fraser is back, and apparently The Whale won over the audience at Italy. He had quite a long standing ovation at the end of the premiere. Are we excited about the return of Brendan Fraser?
Absolutely.
Even as a big fat quote unquote whale?
I don't give a fuck,
I
man.
do not care.
I'm supposed to see his face.
To my understanding, the guy is unbelievably nice. He's always charming in whatever role he's in, even as as the robot man.
Cliff Steele. I love Doom Patrol.
He's such a jerk asshole, and I still like him.
There's so much of me in Cliff Steele. Even my girlfriend says, "That's you." I'm like, I know. That's why I love him. So, Brendan Fraser, I love. I think it's safe to say. I put a tweet out there earlier today that with so much division in the world, I think it's safe to say Day. We all love Brendan Fraser. We all do. He's just a lovable guy. Even back, I remember I was in high school when Encino Man came out, and that's when I first saw him, and I was like,
"Where's the juice?"
Yeah, I know they were that movie. They're pushing hard Pauly Shore, but it was Brendan Fraser that broke out of that movie.
Yeah,
yeah. Well, Pauly Shore, like he was just his one-trick pony. That's it. Like, oh, it's Pauly Shore doing the Pauly Shore thing.
Yep.
I'm excited to see that film. Who's the director? I know him.
Darren Aronofsky.
Yeah, I like his films. They're totally different, and you know, he may not be a very popular director, but I love the fact that when you go into his films, you're going to get something different. And I'm excited to see what he did with this film. So they got my money. I'm there.
Yep.
100%.
The other film that got a long standing ovation, which, by the way, not to take away from Europe and their love for standing really long times at the end of movies, but Clerks 2, I think, had a 10-minute standing ovation. So,
do you mean part 3?
Just double check.
You came out years ago.
Right?
Yes, Clerks 2.
Okay.
At Cannes, like whatever it was, 9-10 years ago, it had a 10-minute standing ovation. And like that kind of dilutes the standing ovation factor for me, because it's like, all right, so if you're just going to stand for minutes for anything, like what's the point? Like after a certain amount of time, it's just like, yeah, all right, we appreciate it. Okay.
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
I enjoy Clerks 2, but like not 10-minute standing ovation enjoy.
Yeah, same here.
Right. Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah,
it was
better
fine.
than anything Kevin Smith's done for the past 10 years. I'm crossing my fingers for Clerks 3.
Yeah,
that's coming soon too, right?
What was the last movie? Jay and Silent Bob Part 3, I think.
Next week, I think.
Yeah, the reboot.
Yeah,
whatever the hell the title was. Jay and Silent Bob.
Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
I couldn't finish it.
Nowhere.
I couldn't finish it.
Yeah, it was rough. I did finish it, and it's rough. I keep on giving Kevin Smith chances. I think I've seen all his movies so far still, and it has not been fun the past 10 years.
Yeah, Clerks and Mallrats were my high school movies, so I've loved him since day one. And then I saw this reboot movie, and I'm like, did I outgrow Kevin Smith humor? I'm like, what's going on here? Was he always this bad, or did I just grow up? What happened?
So I watched Clerks, actually, the first Clerks not that long ago, and it's still funny.
Yeah,
I mean,
oh, absolutely,
it still works. And
yeah, I mean, anybody who works retail, that movie,
yeah,
it still speaks to you. I think what's funny is Kevin Smith was behind Red State, which is such a departure from everything we know about Kevin Smith.
Absolutely.
And I quite enjoyed that movie.
I did too.
Yeah, no. The last movies he did that I enjoyed were Zack and Miri and Red State.
Yeah, and then after Red State, he got cute with things and he made Tusk, which the premise was, I mean, I kind of dig the premise, but it got a little out of hand. And then the yoga hosers and like, he's had a really weird decade.
You know what's funny with Tusk? Because I think we've all seen it and we think it's okay. It's like a total, like you said, departure from what he normally does.
Half.
My son, and he's 16, so kids are now seeing Tusk and they're seeing it as a disturbing movie. So I think that's going to be for this coming generation like a cult classic or a movie they have to see because it's so disturbing. And I'm like, really? You thought it was that disturbing? Really? But it really hit them. It really messed them up for a while. So isn't that funny?
I will say, for me, Johnny Depp just derails that thing, but
maybe, that's right.
Yeah. Well, listen, if you let him in your movie with makeup, he's there. I get to put makeup on. I'm in.
Yeah.
And I think he was in Yoga Hosers too, wasn't he?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's the father of one of the main characters in that one.
Yeah, Harley Quinn
Oh
is
yeah,
her name.
Lily Rose Depp is.
Well,
Her-
yeah, but I think he plays the father, I think, as well.
I think. Yeah.
But yeah,
I know her real name's
that's
Harley
right.
Quinn.
Yeah,
That's
I
what he
forgot
named her
about
after.
that. That's Kevin Smith's daughter and
Yeah.
his daughter as the main characters. I totally blanked that it was his daughter as well. But yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So Olivia Wilde's "Don't Worry, Darling" was the movie I was about to talk about with another long-standing ovation. Apparently, Olivia Wilde and Florence Pugh have a bit of a thing going on where they weren't seen standing any closer than 4 feet closer to each other. That there was some space between them at all times during this premiere. But another movie that people rather enjoyed, and if you've seen the trailer, it looks kind of like Stepford Wivesy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen it, but it's been a while.
So
the trailer.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see what else. I mean, it can't be a complete ripoff of Stepford Wives, but I definitely got those vibes. But
well, I will say, aside from all the drama, the direction and the trailer had me intrigued because trailers, for the past 10 something years, they've been giving away too much of the film, and you kind of know what to experience or what to expect.
It's a 2-minute mini version of the movie.
Yeah, this one, it just said enough, and I'm like, okay, what's going on? I don't know entirely the plot, but it looks like it's shot in the cinematography. Everything looks great, and I love Chris Pine. He's Captain Kirk until they recast him. So I'm going to be there and check it out. It looks good, so we'll see what happens.
It does. It certainly is the classic trailer where you're like, well, that's what is that about? And that's what trailers are supposed to be.
Exactly.
To pop your interest and getting you in the theater to find out the rest. The Blumhouse method has really
like Florence Pugh rapping. Go.
No, you're good. Go.
Oh, no, I was just gonna say that just like the shots in the trailer of the walls pressing in, or someone wrapping saran wrap around their head and stuff like that. That's okay.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, that's probably. I wonder how literal that's going to be in the actual movie it is, but goddamn, does that make for a good trailer shot right there?
For sure. Yeah.
Right.
There not be a dream sequence or anything like that at all. Damn it.
And lastly, about the Venice Film Festival, there is a film with Timothy Chalamet where he plays a teenager. Guy's almost 30, playing a teenager, titled Bones and All. It is a romance about a pair of cannibals.
Oh.
I have seen nothing but the description, and how are they going to pull that off? And apparently it was a young adult novel where, Lindsey, this should be your forte.
Which show? Sorry, say one more. But which book series or which
Bones and All?
Oh, I haven't heard of that one. I've heard was Shadow and Bone or something like that, or Blood and Shadow or Bone. But no, Bones and All. I haven't heard of that one.
I have no idea. I just know the title. I know it got an interesting response. Was the quote interesting was the word, and people love Timothy Chalamet.
Mark Rylance is in it too. He's always good.
Oh, sure.
Oh, and it's directed by Luca Guadagnino, and I love that he did Suspiria, the remake, and Suspiria, the remake is one of my all-time favorites. All-time favorites. I even have the movie poster in my living room. It's that good. I love it, dude. And if he touched this film, he's directing it, I'm there. I don't know anything about it, but I'll check it out.
Yeah. I mean, the premise has me intrigued. I would just like to just give me a little bit of a synopsis. Why are they cannibals? And how do they fall for each other?
Yeah.
Or did they fall for each other and maybe they needed to like alive? They needed to eat a person to stay alive, and
Listen, they were locked away for a
So
half
many
hour.
questions.
They had to eat Eric Roberts.
It's just the it's just the two genres together, romance and cannibalism. I usually that would turn that would turn somebody off. I mean,
no, it's not. It sounds weird, but like it could work. It's all in the delivery. Everything's all in the delivery, and it's like, like I don't know, but okay, maybe.
I mean, I know
women.
It's based on a book.
Women like to be eaten, but I don't think it's in
Yeah, no, not quite that much.
Hey-o.
You get yelled at if you eat that hard.
Yeah. So there's that. Some interesting films at Venice, and some apparently the Whale. Brendan Fraser is the early predictions are he's a near lock for some acting noms, which is that would be really nice, really nice.
Sure.
Yeah,
seriously.
I absolutely agree.
Especially after like Batgirl got canceled. Like, come on, give the guy a break here. Like,
it's like now I kind of really want to check out that movie. Like, why? Why would you mostly shoot a movie and then just go, nope, we're done?
Some do. Speaking of cannibals, anybody watch House of Hammer, the Army Hammer doc?
No, I didn't know that was out.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
whoa,
Yeah.
same.
That's a big air ball, Louise. Sorry. But yeah, I'm intrigued. I mean, the internet gets a little crazy, but he did kind of disappear for a couple of years. So,
Yeah,
Mhm.
he did seem like he was the one they were pushing for a while, and then poof.
Yeah. Lone Ranger. Well, Lone Ranger didn't help. That's
No.
That's well, yeah, Lone Ranger, and then he was in Man from U.N.C.L.E., which
Yes.
That was really good.
Yeah.
I love that one. That was really good.
I don't think it. Yeah, I don't think it made money that they wanted.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, he's got movie star looks, so it doesn't. Something's not adding up.
Mhm.
And
And he was really good. And what was it? Sorry to Bother You. He was so good in that movie. He was like
Was
playing like
he in that?
the
That's
coked out of his
right.
head, like
Yeah,
CEO or
he
something.
was good in that one. Yeah.
The very end. The very,
And-
very end.
From a technical standpoint, he was amazing in The Social Network. He played twins.
yes,
That's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
shit.
Yeah.
That
So
was
that took a
him.
lot of effort. Yeah.
yeah. I'll take him in.
Oh, and earlier this
exclusively
year,
that.
Death on the Nile. He was good in that.
Yep.
Oh,
I remember.
Oh,
him in
I
that
didn't
one.
see that.
I like it better than Murder on the Orient Express. I thought that was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to you comic guys, Flash is still coming out
Yeah.
despite
For some reason.
Ezra Miller just doing everything they can to not be famous anymore and be infamous, if anything.
Mm-hmm.
They canned Batgirl, but they're going ahead with the
Is
Flash.
canned even the right word? Like, it was like 97% done. Like, I feel like there needs to be a different word for canned. When
There was a
Yeah,
rumor
my
that
understanding everything was shot. So
Yeah,
it's like, what are you doing? When are you?
Yeah.
there was a rumor that they screened it to somebody for some reason.
Right.
I mean, if the movie's done, just you have your own network.
Yeah, drop on HBO Max. Boom.
They released Morbius twice.
Yeah.
Twice.
That's Sony. We all know
No,
that's Sony.
but you know what I mean. Like,
No, of
yeah,
course,
yeah.
of course.
Who else
What-
is excited for Morbius and the Multiverse of Morpness?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Well, I mean, like from a business standpoint, you're trying to get people to. I mean, I understand Warner Brothers is in between some sort of sale, but more content gets more customers.
Yeah.
Even if 90% of the people hate it, if the 10% signed up just to watch Batgirl, that 10% is more than you had before even having the movie. Like, there are perhaps some fans out there that would explicitly just sign up just to watch Batgirl. And why would you turn that away? Is it the hard drive space that you don't want to take up?
Well, that's the thing. So Batgirl's like mostly done. So there's no reason not to release it. Like, you can compare it to Disney when they bought Fox. There's a debate whether or not they would release Dark Phoenix because that could hurt their brand. But they're like, we have this finished movie. They fucking released it because why not? And now here's Warner Brothers having this, I imagine, almost finished movie and be like, no, we aren't doing that. And it's like, why? Like, if you're gonna bail on it before now. Holy shit.
Yeah. Apparently, there was some sort of insurance thing that if they didn't release it, they could have made more money, which
it sounds fishy.
Oh no, the tax write-off. They're getting a tax write-off. And,
I'm sure they are.
But that in order to get the tax write-off, they need to destroy the footage. Like, nothing. No one. They cannot make $1 from this movie now or ever again if they do the tax write-off thing. So that's why they're doing it. Where I think it'd be amazing, just release it whatever in state it's in right now. 95% done with some of the special effects iffy, and like maybe there's just like T-posing, like like CGI characters sliding around or something. I think that's really charming when you see movies like that.
Legit, how fucking would that tax write-off be? I mean, Jesus.
40%, maybe 50. Like,
so again, well, you said it before, Rudy. All press is good press. Can we say that about Ezra Miller?
Yeah, no. I mean, he's got some, from looking at him from like a human standpoint, he's got some mental issues going on that I hope he gets help.
Yeah.
Indeed.
And it's unfortunate that he's kind of like the whole center of not only his personal drama, but Flash as well. So it's a personal and production nightmare all over the place, and he's not helping. But I hope he gets the help. But as far as like, I think we talked about this a few lives ago, CP, like I wasn't upset about Batgirl. It does from a creator standpoint, from the directors, everybody involved in it, it does suck for them. But for me being an avid DC fan who's loved since Man of Steel, I never wanted a Batgirl movie. I mean, I wanted a Ben Affleck movie, Batman solo movie. That's what I wanted. And we all understand that Warner Brothers and DC have made a bunch of shit decisions since Justice League.
Yeah.
And it's just been madness. Nothing makes sense. And maybe Batgirl had some sort of storyline that just didn't line up to what their future plans were. And I said it before, it's like the way I see this, like a new owner buying a sports team and like releasing contracts and trading people, like it's going to piss off the home crowd. What are you doing? But they have a vision and they have a plan. So if anything, I was indifferent with the cancellation of Batgirl, but I admire leadership coming in and making decisions. At least there's a plan. And that's all I've wanted as a DC fan. I don't want them to be better than Marvel. I just want good stories. We'll see what happens.
It's strange because Marvel seemed to... They made the blueprint for people that want to do franchises. And ever since, anybody who's tried it has fucked up hard.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you fuck up Star Wars? The way they handled that is beyond me. That DC just rushed. I think DC rushed and overreacted to whatever happened with each movie, where it was just like, guys, see it through. Like, all right, they hate
part of
this.
what Marvel does is just push through. I mean, they have plenty of mess stuff, but they just push through. I mean,
well, I'll push back on you a little bit on that. I think Marvel, they have their formula, and that's what they do. We're going to do it this way. It's not going to be a 5. It's not going to be a 1, but we're going to give you a 3. And we're just going to keep doing that every 6 months. And, it's safe. And they certainly, I mean, to make a bunch of movies where they're all kind of, if you watch Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, where there's a bunch of movies where it's essentially fan service to 23 other movies. Like that's quite impressive. Where it's like, oh yeah, you wouldn't know that if you didn't watch this or that. They did a spectacular job from Iron Man through Avengers Endgame.
Yeah. And I think maybe they had this proven hierarchy of leadership. Like Kevin Feige's up here, and whatever he says goes. There's not going to be any executives trying to show up anybody or whip it out and have a dick measuring contest. Everyone knows that he's got control of it. Yeah. And no one can question that. So I hope they bring that to the DC area. I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe everyone. I heard like who's the director of Batman? I heard people that wanted him, Matt Reeves, as be the overseer.
Well, that
would be great.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like having the director be the overseer might be an issue because
good point.
They're going to be producing like a billion movies. They can't direct, and you're going to want them in a director's chair.
Yeah.
And finding a good producer, it's tougher. But I'm sure you could find a hardcore DC fan that knows how to produce movies. I'm sure they exist. And that's pretty much what you need.
Part of why Feige worked is because he worked for like 10, 15 years on Marvel movies before Iron Man. And so it's like, okay, so this doesn't work, this doesn't work, this doesn't work, this. So he was able to just avoid a whole bunch of pitfalls. And then there's also the fact that like they didn't rush themselves. Like those first couple of Marvel movies, like there's like references or like, you know, like a little tiny drop here or there, but like they could have all just been standalone.
Yeah, just in case. Just in case this works. Here's Thanos. Just you know.
Yeah.
Some guy in space. Don't worry about it. It's after the credits.
DC, their second movie is a big team up movie, and it's just like it just didn't. That's been my take of it. No one else was willing to take the time. It's like on YouTube, everyone was just like, "Whoa, this Jeremy Jahns guy, I can do that." And then and like I'm guilty of it too. 150,000%.
I think we all are.
But Jeremy Jahns has been doing it for a decade. He's really been building up his stuff, and like it's nothing's easy. You can't just hop in and have a success.
I will say this along with. The big difference between Disney and Warner Brothers is that Disney has an amazing PR group, because you think of all the drama that Warner Brothers has had. Think about the past 10 years in Marvel. Have we ever had drama with any of the cast outside of filming? I can't think of a story.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's maybe one or two.
Right, that's it.
Yeah,
but nothing.
They've kept it under wraps. Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure it's purposely done that way. But that way, the audience and everybody is not distracted and on Twitter about, did you hear what Chris Evans did? He was drunk. No, it's just all focusing on the movies and production. So Disney, not only Kevin Feige, but the PR group in Disney is doing an amazing job.
It's why it's so confusing that they dropped the ball so hard with the Star Wars movies. I mean, you brought up Kevin Feige. Why not have who's the dude for the TV shows? Filoni, Dave Filoni.
Filoni.
He's like the lore guy for Star Wars. You should have had him oversee that trilogy. It is. What does the Flash mean to the current DC storyline that they're still following through with this?
Well, to my understanding, it's going to be a reboot of a lot of the characters. Are they going to?
Right.
But, I don't know. Yeah. Well, I think part of the problem with DCEU is that they just need to push through. So Batman v Superman was kind of unbelievably boring. Push through, guys.
I loved it. Sorry, I loved it. I love it. I see it once a month. I love it. It's everything I wanted.
But just push through. Work with it. You have this canon. You can't. Once you reset canon, you're starting from scratch again. Just
you got it. If you have to CGI it, I would get. I mean, they did it for Suicide Squad when they got Chris D'Elia out of that movie. They just CGI'd somebody else's head over him.
Suicide Squad?
No, that was the zombie one.
That was a zombie movie.
Yeah, I always get those two mixed up for some asinine reason. Of the Dead, what was it? Something.
The Army of the Dead.
Army of the Dead. Yeah.
That was one.
It's one of those Of the Dead movies.
Yeah. The other dead one that isn't done by Romero.
Yeah.
That would have been a fun, crazy, like halfway through Army of the Dead, you're suddenly just like, there's suddenly Romero things all over the place, and you realize it's all in the same universe. That would have been fun.
Nice.
I don't know how that would have worked, but it would have been fun.
CP, I've read on Twitter that this test screenings for The Flash have scored super high. I've seen
really.
I've seen that article, and I wanted to ask you, since you're like the one guy I know who's attended a legit screening.
Okay.
I mean, how valid are those like leaks or those takes when they say that? Do you think they're just bullshitting, or is this actually true?
I haven't read the quotes you're referring.
Yeah,
but it's very possible. I will say that when I returned from my screening, that there was news that I could have correlated within about 36 hours.
Oh, I mean, sent you the link in the private chat so you can see it if you like.
Okay.
Flash test screening scores rival the Dark Knight trilogy. And again, I don't know if there's any merit to that claim.
Oh my God.
Those are, in order to do Flashpoint, that'd have to be a very different movie than Dark Knight.
Right,
yeah.
That's Warner. They didn't ask us to give a score, so that's interesting. I mean, it's possible.
Cool.
I wouldn't discount it. That's for sure.
But like, however good they might be, like
that might
is the movie still gonna make money?
Well, that would. If people reacted warmly to it, that could explain why they're being so stubborn about it. Like, we can't take them out. We finally have a moneymaker. I don't know. I mean, how quickly can you rehab a human and get them on the right track? Or, I mean, Bohemian Rhapsody, when that came out, it didn't have a director, if you remember.
Yeah, that was all over the place. Yeah.
It had no director. That movie just existed. Don't worry about the director.
Yeah, it was definitely not directed by Bryan Singer. Definitely not. No.
So it does make sense why they be going through with it if they had such a strong response. That would explain, at least. I mean, listen, when it comes to Hollywood and businesses, greed, I can understand. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Oh, they want money. Got it.
Oh, for sure.
Got it.
I mean, these things are businesses first and foremost.
Absolutely.
That's all they're after. Yeah. Is the money.
They might think that having representation and then reminding you that they have representation is the rah-rah social please tweet about us thing.
Yeah, but for sure.
But they'll go right back to hiring the big boobed blonde girl because that's what people want to watch. It's just they're trying to placate. They're no different than any other business. Having special cups for the month of June because it's Pride Month, and yeah. Look, see, we're whatever.
We care.
Merchandising. We could actually make money off of your cause.
Merchandising, where the real money's made. Spaceballs. Right?
Is it true that LGBTQ people make 50% less at your business than other people? Buy our cup.
No, we put a rainbow on the cup, though.
Yeah, fuck, man.
We're aware. So I talked about it briefly on Friday. Blonde, which is the Marilyn Monroe biopic.
Okay, the Ana de Armas one.
Starring Ana de Armas, received an NC-17. And there were two different responses. And I guess I'm curious to see what you guys have to say. So Anna de Armas was interviewed about what she felt about the fact that it got an NC-17 rating. And she said, I didn't understand why that happened. I can tell you a number of shows or movies that are way more explicit with a lot more sexual content than Blonde. But to tell you the story is important to show all of these moments in Marilyn's life made her end up the way she did. It needed to be explained. Everyone in the cast... Wait, what? Yeah, Marilyn's life... It needed to be explained. Everyone in the cast knew we had to go to uncomfortable places. I wasn't the only one. So there's that. She sounds surprised. Like,
yeah, no. There are movies that will get like an inexplicable, like harsh rating, and it's not clear why. I will say that is a good answer on her part because, you know, it tells it like this is just the story we want to tell. If it just happens this way, then so be it.
So the NC-17 is for sexual content is what was listed. It's weird that Netflix brought a movie that they're going to put on Netflix to the MPAA first of all, because technically Netflix doesn't have to rate their movies because
I think they're just doing it because you know, they want to be taken more seriously. But yes, they don't have to do any of that stuff. They can just put it on their service. It's not broadcast. It's not any of that stuff. And
I have a theory, another theory. Here we go. Don't put me on the widescreen, CB. Don't do that. Don't. Anyway, damn it. I think the reason it was rated NC-17. Let me ask everybody here, since we all love movies. We've all seen Basic Instinct, right?
Actually, yes, no, I have not. But I know the famous scene you're talking.
Really?
About.
Yeah. Okay, well, how about Fatal Attraction or like movies where there's passionate love-making scenes
featuring Michael Douglas?
Yeah, but when's the last time
Michael Douglas, guys?
When's the last time we've had those type of scenes in Hollywood movies?
I literally was just saying this to I forgot who. We don't have sexual thrillers anymore.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And again, we watched that. Those are rated R, but since we haven't had those types of films or those intense sex scenes in theaters, maybe the ratings board is just kind of just not used to it. So maybe we're getting a traditional R movie that we would have gotten in the 80s and 90s, but since they haven't seen anything to grade, they gave it an NC-17 rating.
Yeah, the MPA got a little soft, excuse the pun, in the years without practice.
Blue Velvet's a good one too. Yeah, someone's in the chat. That's a good one, but we don't get those movies anymore.
Lindsey?
Or I can't think of one of recent.
I guess it was Blue is the Warmest Color a few years ago, but that was French. Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't mainstream.
Remember
either.
Halle Berry and Billy Bob Thornton?
Oh, yeah.
That was
That
was an intense. She won an Oscar for that scene. I mean, so
for that
we haven't
scene?
had that type of scene with a movie.
That was the only thing she won the Oscar for.
No, she was fantastic.
Did you see that scene?
Yeah.
Many times.
Yeah.
I'm watching it multiple times.
Yeah. So maybe that's what it is. We don't get those anymore, and that's what we're getting.
It'd be interesting. I mean, for a biopic, it'd be
because I guess even the 50 Shades of Grey movies were pretty tame. Like,
fucking A, they were.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Incredibly tame,
Yeah.
I remember watching them being dragged to them, and I was like, "What's this? Is like a Hallmark movie compared to all the fuss you guys were making about."
A Hallmark movie with some tits about. That's about it.
And a belt every now and again.
Ooh,
ouch!
Yes.
Yeah.
Although you're not really going to see contact, just kind of.
So actually, I don't even know if they're brave enough for a belt. Sorry.
So to flip it, Anna de Armas seemed shocked, and that interview was about a couple of weeks ago. The director was interviewed a couple of months back, Andrew Dominic. He says, it's a demanding movie. If the audience doesn't like it, that's the fucking audience's problem. It's not running for public office. It's an NC-17 movie about Marilyn Monroe. It's kind of what you want, right? I want to go and see an NC-17 version of the Marilyn Monroe story. So he knew what he was doing. He went out. I mean, this is months before it was rated. He said,
"Really,
I want to see an NC-17 version of the Marilyn Monroe story." without proper context, it seems a little creepy to me.
Yeah, it does. I thought you were saying that afterwards, and it's like, yeah, I get it. Okay. But yeah, before it's like, really, were you planning for this? That's.
I mean, he says,
Yeah.
I want to see an NC-17 version of a Marilyn Monroe movie where, like, that's the thing you're concerned about most. Okay.
You see, I just want to see a good movie about Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I referenced it the last time I talked about Blonde. Amy, the documentary for Amy Winehouse is just so gut wrenching. And that is it's a documentary. It's a true story. No NC-17. There's drug use. There's no sex. No, yeah, there's no sex in it. But do you have to go that far with Marilyn Monroe to tell the story? I mean, drugs.
I don't know enough about the story.
Exactly. We know her as the famous pinup girl, the actress who may or may not have really enjoyed her company with the president. I mean, sure, if you want to touch on those aspects, that's one thing. And again, she died tragically from a drug overdose. Do you need to go further than the bullet points?
Yeah, it depends what story they want to tell.
Yeah.
This is a situation where I wish I knew more about her.
You're right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can tell you that if they took the 10-minute assault scene out of Irreversible, I would still have the same thoughts about Irreversible, which is notorious for a 10-minute long, uncut, no cuts, just one shot of a rather uncomfortable grape without the G.
No, wait, what is that? Wait.
You lost me without the G?
The G is silent in grape.
Think it out.
We get a pen and paper. Hold on.
Grape?
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do a demonstration. Let me get paintbrush right.
Yeah. That's funny.
If they want an NC-17 movie, then that's their artistic vision. Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, totally.
It's just when the person who's playing Marilyn Monroe is confused, that makes me concerned and or confused, because he had a vision and he didn't let her know.
Yeah.
It seems.
That is a very I don't know. I guess, I mean, she seems like she was comfortable with what she shot, so maybe I mean, horror stories that come out later, but right now it seems okay.
She's it's not like nudity was going to be an issue anyway. She's done a lot of nude scenes in movies already where
really, she has what exact movies and where are the time codes?
Yeah.
Everything but Knives Out.
I'll text you later. I have all books saved in my phone.
And time codes.
Without it, because Knives Out sticks out. No.
I'm so upset she's not going to be in the sequel to Knives Out. She was so good. I mean, I understand why she's not going to be in the sequel, but she was so
Daniel
good in the
Craig.
first one.
They're doing the anthology thing. Rudy, are you good on time?
No, what about one? 100%.
I got another. I can stay till 8. I'm fine till 8. We're good. I'm texting my son behind the scenes, so he's fine.
Okay. All right.
We're good.
So the other bit of news, speaking of movie theaters taking a hit, MoviePass announced that they're back and accepting applications.
Of all the things.
I got that random email and I'm so confused. Like,
yeah, MoviePass, the company that that infamously fucked over all of its customers in the last, 3 or 4 months, maybe more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I remember, like, it was probably about a year before it all broke out, but like looking into possibly getting a MoviePass, and when everything broke out, I was like, okay, nope.
Yeah, AMC took the MoviePass.
I remember the last few
premise
months
and
there's only
nailed it.
one random.
Yeah, that's what I've had for probably at least a year. No, it was pre-pandemic when I got. Jesus Christ, pandemic time.
Yeah, that pandemic's like a decade. It's just this big
It's like a
boulder.
decade and 2 weeks. All
Yeah, so they did the MoviePass thing first, but they fucked up so hard that they ran out of money. They were borrowing money towards the end just so that they could get people to watch Gotti, which they produced, which is really shady.
Yeah, that's supposed to be really bad, isn't it?
It was really bad. It was
okay.
I think it was
That's
my
the
least
Travolta
favorite
one,
movie
right?
that year. One more time.
Okay. That's the Travolta one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very bad movie. Very
Yeah.
bad.
And they kept going after critics on Twitter.
Well,
Yeah.
apparently,
Really? Whoa.
the original story was that they wanted to get so many people on board that they could withhold people from going to the theaters in an attempt to get theaters to give them a chunk of the concessions. To my understanding, that was their original fucking plan, which, no, of course that didn't fucking work.
Yeah, and to do this, that plan didn't work. Fine, but to come back post-pandemic, where theaters are hurting, and just like we talked about earlier, theaters are competing with streaming services, and now MoviePass is like, I got it. We could do it now. Who the fuck is running that company? Because keep them away from everybody else's money. It's like they let me run the company or some shit. Like, why on earth? How is that a solid business decision to bring it back now?
Well, I just remember back when they started,
how much do you know?
Like, when I looked into it, I was like, I have no idea how they make money. And this new version, they've sent me emails trying to get me to sign up. I still don't know how they're going to make money. Is it going to be the same deal? How do you make money on that deal?
So the way they made money back in the day is like the original price was like, I was paying for like 3 years, like $30 to $60 a month, kind of depending, like it would go up here or kind of go down a little bit. And that would let me see one movie a day every day of the year. And I was fine with that. Even at $60 a month, I see 5 to 6 to 7 to 8 movies a month easily without even trying. So $60 is no big deal at all. I'm still coming out ahead there. But their business model was based around not everyone was me. It was like they were trying to go for that like kind of like gym membership kind of thing where like you're paying for it, but you're not necessarily using it. And when your people are paying 30, 40, 50, $60 a month, that's easy for someone to not, overuse it to the point where they're costing MoviePass money, and like they could probably be profiting off a lot of the people. But then they dropped the price down to $10 a month. And so they went from, it depends on how many movies you see that depend on how much damage you're doing to MoviePass, where every ticket sold with MoviePass was them losing money. And that started the spiral, and it's what eventually killed them and caused them to have to block out movies and you only do certain theaters and stuff. And eventually, like I said, it killed them. And now they're trying to do the comeback. And I'm with you, Bob. I don't know how it's supposed to work. I like a year ago, there was a thing where they were saying, we'll give you free tickets as long as you watch ads through our app. And the app will know you're watching the ads because on your phone, because they'll use your camera's phone to track your eyes to know that you're actually watching the ads. And after you've watched like X number of ads, you get a free ticket. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the creepiest goddamn thing I've ever heard in my life. I don't want that technology to exist. I'm not signing up for any service that's going to be reliant on that technology for sure. And I don't know. I'm with you, Bob. I don't see how they can survive now.
For those of you who are unaware what MoviePass is, MoviePass was a subscription service. Hopefully you know what A-List is. A-List was a prehistoric version excuse me, MoviePass was a prehistoric version of A-List, and what they did was just like what Lindsey said. They charged you a monthly fee, but you got to see Lindsey. Did I call you Bob again? Lindsey
You called me
said
Bob.
it.
So
Just remember,
Lindsey.
Lindsey said it. Lindsey.
Shut up, Bob. Shut up.
They would charge you a certain amount per month, and you got to see one movie a day. And it didn't matter. Like you could go see Jurassic Park 15 days in a row. There was no limit on things. So they were like the crash test dummies for what we now know as the A-List. But when you paid for your ticket at the theater, it was rung up like a credit card transaction. And I don't know how much tickets cost where you guys are, but here it's more than $10. One movie ticket is more than I'm paying per month for MoviePass. So even if I only go to one movie a month, they're paying $250 out of their pocket for me to go see that movie, which that doesn't make sense. I understand the gym membership mentality, but usually
$10 it doesn't work.
Like people won't go, but if people go to one movie, you're losing. It's like reverse casinoing. Like you're doing it completely wrong. And they're coming back.
See like a movie a week.
I think I remember hearing stories of how they were hoping to get on concession sales and stuff like that, to get a cut of that or something. But obviously the movie theaters are like, oh no, that's ours.
That's their biggest money maker.
They banked everything on that.
I'm telling you, theaters will never. That movie theaters are concession stands that just so happen to be doing something else, and that something else is showing a movie. Because they make Well,
I was gonna say Disney takes a huge cut of the ticket price, especially opening weekend.
Oh, every
movie theaters are making money on concessions. That's
right.
It.
Opening weekend, movie theaters usually make, I think, 10 to 15%. It might have changed since I last knew it, but that's not enough to operate a giant build. Just think about it. The amount of electricity they must have to pay for keeping a theater open. It's to 10% per ticket isn't going to work. So it kind of goes back to the whole Universal thing where Disney had their sweetheart deal with theaters, and then everybody else was getting screwed. So now post-pandemic, theaters are getting just brutally hurt financially, and I'll shrug my shoulders and say you should have saw this coming. But even worse, even stupider is MoviePass coming back and trying to. I don't even care if they're going with the A-list model. Theaters aren't. This isn't 2019. Like movie theaters are not. The average for the last from 2015 to 2019, every year movie theaters box office, the average was 12.5 billion. And right now movie theaters are at 4.5 billion with three months to go.
Maybe maybe the structure of MoviePass is similar to you ever get a free voucher to the movies, and there's stipulations in the back that says you cannot be here or see it for a movie opening weekend. The movie has to be out a week after the fact. You can't see it during prime hours. It's only available for 1 to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday.
They tried that stuff at the end of life of MoviePass.
Right? Yeah.
Maybe they
resorted to that.
yeah, maybe that's the stipulations, but you're right. I don't see how that business model is sustainable when, you know, after one showing that you've made your money back.
Yeah.
And I don't get it.
Yeah, well, like Stubbs, I get because it's through the movie theater. Like, even if they take a little hit on the seat, what they would normally would, well, it's their seat, so fuck it.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
The movie's going to run
actually,
anyway.
One more thing. Go ahead.
No, no. Bob's got a brilliant point. Listen, we'll take the $25 a month, and they could do some shady stuff of their own. AMC. They don't have to tell Disney, oh yeah, we filled this seat with a human being who actually went to our concession stand. The AMC, it's worth a movie theater. It's worth it for them to let people in. I mean, I can tell you when I managed the movie theater, if somebody complained about anything, give them a free pass. Let them come back. If you thought your popcorn was too salty though, perhaps get a soda, wash it down, and maybe neutralize that. Movie theaters, it's a chance at getting more concession dollars. So, MoviePass is competing with something that's working for theaters. So, how do they expect AMC theaters to accept their card when it's taking money out of their pocket? Like, I don't know.
It. So you get a movie.
Well, it's even worse. There's a detail I forgot about. Go ahead.
I was gonna say this is how it works.
No,
you
get
a movie pass for $25 a month.
Yeah.
You can only go to AMC theaters 3 times a week. And behind the scenes, they just get you a Stubbs membership.
It's scribbled out. Just Lindsey.
Okay, that's genius right there. No, I completely forgot. When I saw Star Trek last night, me and my friend were talking about how the MoviePass days, actually, funnily enough. And one of the things that used to be so great is we'd use MoviePass to go to AMC, and because we were technically buying a ticket using the MoviePass card, we'd be getting all those points so that we could then go to the concession stand and get those $5 off coupons. You know what I'm talking about?
Nice.
Yes.
But you can't do that with A-List because you're not actually spending money.
Well, A-List, every time you get a monthly, they'll give you the points for a monthly membership, but it's not. It's not.
But not like
every
the
movie
each time.
You're right. You're right. Yeah. I don't understand the business model, and I'm the fact that they're like sending out invitations and putting people on waiting lists like that freaks me out. I'm sorry, you're not selling PlayStation 5s. How much
information do you have to give them to be on that waiting list?
Yeah, you don't have this the new hot toy. So what is this secrecy for here?
It's one of those things where I need to see their business model. How are you going to make money? How is this going to be different from last time?
Yeah, what are you charging?
Last time when they did the $10 thing, I assumed it was some sort of just promotion. They're like, okay, we're going to lose some money, but we have some backup. But no, they just fucking collapsed after they did that.
Yeah. I mean...
I literally said they're not going to last a year, and 10 months later they were dead.
Oh, yeah. We were going weekly through the slow demise of that disgusting company. But it's if you go to if you're an average moviegoer, you were fleecing that company, because if you went to one movie a month, just one, you were making out. First of all, the Better Business Bureau should have really stepped in after they first went to shit. I don't. It's way too shady. I mean, I guess we could talk about it once somebody has some information, but it and the way that they're like marketing it is like, dude, do you think do you think COVID erased our memories?
Yeah.
Because we know who you are. We remember who you are. They're all like, hey, guys, we're back. It's time for MoviePass. And it's like, yeah, all right. See you later.
Yeah. We remember MoviePass.
MoviePass.
What are you doing?
yeah. Are you in some other business? Because if you're doing the same thing, I want nothing to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Have we all seen Prey?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh yes.
Okay. All right. Your warning has been above our heads for the whole time. This is your final warning. We're going to spoil Prey, which is woke as hell, because there's a non-white woman who beats a predator.
And she doesn't beat it up using fisticuffs like in all the other movies.
Yeah. She's not a big badass with a giant gun. It's bullshit. It's so unbelievable.
Yeah. Like how Arnold really beat it up with that gun of his. He did not go primitive at all against the thing.
Yeah, he used mud. Like his big trick wasn't his muscles. It was the fact that his body temperature was cold enough with the mud. Everybody tricks the predator. Nobody beats the shit out of the predator. So that was the other one that people were complaining about, as far as the W word that rhymes with spoke, that is just tired. I'm sorry. That is my second favorite Predator movie, I think.
Oh yeah, like
second. Wow,
it's one that sits with me really well.
Third.
And I think about it.
I like Predators quite a bit.
I like Predators as well. The only Predator one I would say I dislike is the Predator. And I'm not counting the Alien vs Predator ones.
Yeah, no, we don't have.
For me, it's my fourth. It's like the Predator, Predator 2 with Danny Glover, Predators with the Robert Rodriguez film, and then this one. This one was really good.
It's your favorite?
No. It's my number 4.
Fourth.
My fourth favorite.
Okay.
And then the drop off in the Predator.
Yeah. The others. Yeah.
Whatever the rest is.
I'd honestly put it up there with the original. Like they're both good for different reasons, but it's just what it's trying to do. I think it accomplishes as well as what the first one tries to do, and how well it accomplishes it.
Yeah, for sure.
It essentially is a soft reboot, because it follows the same beats.
Yeah.
What I dug about the movie is the fact that they explain everything that everybody's complaining about as far as the asshole culture is concerned. She wants to hunt with the guys. She can't, because it's the 1700s, and you know that's not what her job is. But she, if you notice, she focuses and pays attention on everything they're doing and everything that goes on around, and she tries her best to emulate what they're doing. And there's a moment where she tries to take out a bear and learns a very hard lesson that she needs to take more notes, which is part of character arcs, you motherfucking stubborn idiots.
I hate character arcs. I want characters to remain the same from beginning to end throughout 50 movies in a franchise.
Tell me she's a Mary Sue, and then watch that bear scene and tell me how much of a Mary Sue she is. So, sorry, no. And what she does, like many other people in the Predator franchise, is she figures out a way to outsmart the Predator with help, by the way, a trusty dog helping out. It's not like she went to fisticuffs. Best dog. It was completely believable. It was the original Predator done in an interesting, different way.
Yeah.
Well, it's so frustrating because I feel like all the people who complain, they're missing the point that the original Predator was about how all these guys had all these guns and all these muscles, and it was fucking useless.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I mean the scene where they're just shooting trees down that's comedy. The amount of ammo that they're just shooting at just random trees and it was satire that whole shot. It was a joke.
From the one-liners even to the first, Dylan, you son of a bitch, and the zoom in on the arms. I mean, if that's not telling you this is satire or like a mockery of like masculinity, what else do you need to see? What else do you need to see?
I'm pretty sure a predator has never been killed by a gun except for the Predator, right? Like that's the only time in Predators.
I'm trying to remember.
He gets shot, but I think the killing blow comes from Adrian Brody with like a hatchet or something.
That's right.
That.
Yeah.
Like it gets like taken down to its knees, but like I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But like I'm pretty sure a predator has never been killed by a gun, except for in the Predator in that movie. Just pretend like that movie doesn't count.
Yeah.
Anyway, my point being that they do always outsmart them. They do always outcraft them. It is always meeting them on their own terms in some capacity.
Everyone's saying, how does Predator beat a bear but lose to her? But the bear would mess up Danny Glover, Adrian Brody, and Arnold.
It wasn't a physical fight. Yeah. She used the elements and traps, man.
Yeah.
It's about using your wits.
Yeah. Like that was the whole point. Like she learned from her fight with the bear that she can't fight this thing that she realizes is far bigger and stronger than her.
Yeah.
So she resorts to traps and
which is exactly what Arnold does in the first one.
Yeah, people forget that. I really think people forget how the end of the original Predator goes because
his muscles were pretty worthless.
He was
outside picking up big logs. That's it.
He was muddy in between some trees that were down and lucky.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
what I would say about Predator.
I did some research on why people hated it. I was going to make a video about woke culture and how this whole thing started, and I noticed with Prey, people weren't hating the once it was released. People started hating it when the trailer was released. That's where all these reaction videos started because they saw a clip and it's woke. So they had this atmosphere of hate on the film before these idiots even saw it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when the film comes out, they're looking at it through that hateful lens, and they're just going to not enjoy the experience and just have their narratives in their brain and walk away with that. So that's just what I discovered. Like, man, all this hate on just the trailer, not even they didn't see the film yet and they hate it. Wow.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, if you see the trailer and you're like, that sucks, don't see the movie. And if you change your mind later, at least give it a shot. Go into it with an open mind. It's not that hard.
Or if the trailer pissed you off that much, why would you watch the movie?
Exactly.
What the fuck
just
are you doing?
This trailer sucks. I'm not watching this. That's fine. That's a choice you are allowed to make. Nobody says you have to watch this movie. No.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, this burger tastes like shit.
Yeah. Well, guess what? Don't get it next time. Jesus.
But sucks that I'm going to have to finish it.
Woke culture saying I have to get that burger every time. No, it's not. No.
So overall thoughts on Prey, Bob?
I thought it was excellent. I still need to, I would like to rewatch it. I've only seen it the once, but I just I watched it and I enjoyed it. And as I remember over the next week, just thinking about for the podcast, just really appreciating it, how it was done. I just genuinely enjoy it. I like the relationship. I think the best relationship is obviously between her and the dog, but I also like the relationship between her and her brother. I thought that was great as well. But
it was a very believable brother-sister relationship. You're right. Yeah. No matter what time period.
But the dog still steals the show. I mean,
literally.
Apparently, it was like a last-minute find too. Like they didn't have time to properly train it. It was it just kind of worked out, and that just makes it.
That makes it. I like it 10 times more now.
Yeah.
Rudy, how
I
you?
didn't tell that at all.
Oh, for Prey, I really enjoyed it. It's fun seeing a franchise take I don't want to say a risk, but putting the Predator in a different era, in a different atmosphere. We're so used to the jungle and all these urban environments, but now we're 200 years back or so. I love that different take on it. I love how the technology of the Predator was somewhat older as well.
Right.
It wasn't as sci-fi
Yes.
as what we've seen in the later Predator films. I do like that, and I don't like Disney, and I know they own 20th Century Fox, and I thought everything was going to be nerfed as far as the violence, and I really love the violence and the practical effects of everything in the film from the production standpoint. The fight scenes were well made, and it was just original. Like the herb she was taking would kind of cool your body down. They set that up at the beginning, and then she uses it later so the Predator doesn't see her. So hey, that's neat. So I really enjoyed it. Like I said, it's one of my top 3 or 4. And I hope other franchises take risks like that and just kind of put their main IP in a totally different world that we're used to seeing.
Yeah. And it's funny that Disney Fox, like they just kind of played it safe and put it on Hulu.
Yeah,
that's something that who knows what we're talking about, a 43% loss in August. What if they released that to theaters? I mean, I know what the I
actually did see it in theaters.
Oh wow!
Oh really?
I didn't know it was released at all.
They had like very, very few screenings, like very few screenings. There was like one at Comic-Con, and then there was like 2 in LA. And I managed to get into one of the 2 in LA, and it was actually free too, so that was dope as hell. But it was a really fun experience. The theater was loving it; they were really into it. Everyone was cheering and going. It is a crowd pleaser. It really does have that in it, or at least that audience that really maybe they were very enthusiastic for it. But I could have seen it being a really good and like a packed full house on a Friday night. It could have been a lot of fun.
Yeah, and the other thing that people are complaining about is the gun, the Danny Glover gun. Guys, if you watch the credits, you'll see that there's another Predator ship, and I would assume she dies right away. She's definitely dead because it was the 1700s. First of all, she's definitely dead now. But if you look at
so they're going to do a sequel to The Predator. But instead of the thing opening up and it's like armor at the end, it's going to open up and she's going to pop out. And so in the sequel to The Predator, she's going to be the super secret weapon.
Nice.
I would give credit for that. That would actually.
I'm not going to lie. I have thought now we have 5 Predator movies. Wouldn't it be kind of cool just to do a Predator movie where it's the survivors of the Predator movies? I mean, you have to do some de-aging, I think, but I'm kind of on board with that.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of it's like an inverse of the Predators.
Yeah, it'd
premise,
be kind of that same idea.
kind of, right?
Except you're actually drawing specifically from the movies.
Yeah.
They were toying with that with the Robert Rodriguez film. The character Lawrence Fishburne, I forgot his name, but that was supposed to be Danny Glover. In other words, they came back and beat him and put him on that planet.
Well, I'm glad that would be a terrible way to take him out. I mean,
yeah. So they kind of toyed with that, like bringing survivors back into the franchise, but they couldn't get that whole thing taken care of. So that would have been cool, though, to see.
It would have. I wouldn't. I think I would have taken the 50-50 on the shitty death. I'm both surprised and upset at the same time. Lindsey, did you talk about how you felt about Prey?
You did.
It.
I had so much fun. I did watch and I saw it in the Comanche version in the theater. So that was interesting and just a unique experience just in and of itself. It's just such a fun movie. it's just so well thought out, and like we talked about how the girl's like her thing is like she just notices everything, and the fact that the movie really takes time to like show us those things too. And I love the director. It's the guy who did 10 Cloverfield Lane. It's amazing to me he's only made 2 movies because they're both knock out of the park. They're so goddamn good.
Cloverfield Lane was good. That's definitely the best Cloverfield movie in my opinion.
I love it.
Which I think there's only 3 at this point,
by
right?
leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually like the original Cloverfield. The third one,
the original's fine. Third one's
10 was great.
Yeah. So a bright spot, but again, I mean, Lindsey saw it in theaters, so what the hell do I know? I'm just
get on my
concerned.
Level, bro.
What are you guys looking forward to for the rest of the year?
Black Panther. I mean, I can't think of much else. I mean, I guess the big ones left would be Black Panther, Black Adam, and Avatar, since Shazam got pushed back again. Yeah, that's it.
Don't worry, darling. I'm excited for.
Yeah, there's a pair in September. I'm kind of fired up about.
Yeah, I mean, we got Clerks 3 coming out pretty soon, but that's not going to set movie theaters on fire.
Right.
Isn't that a digital one too, though? Isn't that?
I think it's a theater one, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, so to call back to my thumbnail, I can't recall a theatrical calendar year where the last couple of months, let alone just December, doesn't really have much going for it. It's award season, so you have all these Oscar bait movies, and then you have like the 2 or 3 huge movies that are going to try to take advantage of the winter break for school. But that appears to be Avatar 2.
Yeah, it appears like everything's cleared out for Avatar 2, so like there's a decent chance that movie just cleans up again. That might be another one that is immune to the pandemic, honestly, because everybody's just cleared out for it. So it's like, okay, I mean, you're gonna make it easy for it.
It better be good.
What was the movie like Shazam? Like they moved back to next year.
He spent 13 years on it. It better be good. Holy shit.
CP, I gotta go, but I will answer your question. Pearl is my #1 movie that I'm looking forward to.
I'm with you.
I loved X, and I'm looking forward to Pearl, and
I agree.
And Blonde, and of course Black Adam. And Halloween Ends. Those are like my top 4.
Oh, Halloween Ends! I forgot about Halloween Ends.
Yeah. But thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks for being here.
Good to meet you.
Channel link down below. Gen X
nice to meet you,
reviews.
dude.
Nice to meet you.
And yeah, you'll see Rudy here again sometime soon. Well, go take care of your kid, and
I will.
And we'll talk to you another time.
All right, take care, guys.
Thanks,
Bye.
Rudy.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, now that he's gone.
Yes. Who knows what'll come out of our mouths now?
Yeah. So, Lindsey, what's
Glass Onion, the Knives Out sequel. I'm excited for that.
That's this year?
That's the big one.
What's the date on
that?
That's
December 23rd.
Ooh, all right. So I
December
take that back.
23rd. The Netflix is going to come out.
Yeah, it's a little bit of competition.
Oh, it's going to Netflix.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm telling you, whether or not movies are still great, theaters are a completely different experience.
Well, I mean, even if you go see a Marvel movie, it'll be on Disney Plus in 6 weeks if you don't want to go.
I'm curious because
did you guys know Guillermo del Toro has a Guillermo del Toro has a Pinocchio movie coming out. In addition to the Pinocchio
Thursday.
Familiar,
wait, what? There's 2 Pinocchio movies coming?
Guillermo del Toro has a Pinocchio. Yeah, late November. I'm down. That sounds fun.
What the hell?
Yeah,
it's a little weird, but Guillermo.
He does for the most part.
Weird Al is coming to Roku. I don't even know.
Yeah, Roku, which Yeah, the Roku channel. Which
what the fuck?
Yeah.
How do you
The
get a
Weird Al
Roku?
biopic. Yeah, I guess you have to have the
Nobody
Roku channel, but
knows.
yeah. Fun fact: Rokus can get very glitchy.
Huh.
I've heard that.
Yeah, no, I haven't because they're.
But I also
they're
really
fairly
want to see
cheap,
that Weird
yeah.
Al movie. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, so do I. I'm kind of interested to see what Daniel Radcliffe does.
Oh, seriously, it's such great stunt casting.
It's just more like movie theaters. You know, if COVID exposed something, at least, I mean, it exposed quite a few things that people who have office jobs can do them from fucking home and still, you know, with the right internet connection, you can work from home, and that movie theaters aren't as essential to our movie watching needs as they once were. Like they are blockbuster right now, and I'm curious to see what are they going to have a gimmick to get you to want to watch. You know, I mean, I love the movie theater. I also suffer from agoraphobia, so I will watch Halloween Ends at home, but I'm trying to think if I was mentally healthy, if I would go to the theater, and I don't think I would. There's just this convenience factor that so many people. I mean, cell phones have ruined so many different things for people. Like people don't buy maps anymore. Like remember having maps?
Yeah.
Like that
gas station.
Yeah,
you get yourself a map, and here's where I am. Yeah.
That gap where you put your foot in the door, that used to be where you keep your maps. So there's this convenience factor that always seems to ruin something. And I think streaming services have kind of ruined theatrical releases and the ability to draw a crowd. Not titled Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah. Don't worry, they just need to get another. Yeah, I was about to say, just get another movie with Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland, and Tom Cruise.
What's Christopher Nolan got on his plate?
Oh, what's that new movie he's doing?
He's got that thing coming up.
Fuck, I'm brain farting.
Oppenheimer?
I remember being interested.
Isn't that it?
Yes.
What is it called?
Oppenheimer.
It's about the Manhattan Project.
Yeah, it's definitely about the Manhattan Project. Yeah, I don't like. I was kind of surprised to see him
time travel
go after it, but yeah. Oh yeah,
Christopher Nolan doing
Tenet
something with time. Man, I would have never guessed.
He's actually doing Tenet 5 as the second one. It'll make sense once he gets them all done.
I thought I liked that a hell of a lot more than I did, but the more I watch Tenet, the more I'm like, yeah, this might be his first miss.
I enjoy it, but yeah, it is muddled. It is he gets. You could tell Dunkirk. It's like almost like the next step in Dunkirk, and like we're gonna really play with time with this storytelling. And it's kind of like, okay, like the first time you watch it, you will be confused, and that is 100% forgivable with how he tells it. And I don't know if that's a good thing at all. Like even if you watch the director's cut of Donnie Darko, it makes it a lot clearer than Tenet is.
You think the director's cut of Donnie Darko's clearer?
Oh yeah. Well, am I by myself on that one? Is that a hot take?
Oh, I was just like,
I agree with you, Bob. It kind of paints the picture a little too. Yeah.
Wait, why am I the one that thought it made it weirder?
Ooh.
No, I
You
thought
tell
I
us,
did a good
CP,
job
what was so weird
explaining the
about it?
alternate dimensions a lot better.
I guess I need to watch it again. I just remember watching it and being like, all right, so you added some extra fucking CGI shit. Donnie Darko, though, that like
The rest of this stream will be dedicated to Donnie Darko to people watching.
I'm gonna have to watch it and get back to you on that, and perhaps just privately. But
hey, maybe I'm misremembering. I remember thinking it was clear, but I probably haven't seen it for 10 years. So,
do they explain the loop?
No, longer for me. I was 18 when I saw it.
I think so. It's been a while.
Because like the jet engine.
It's something like he created like an alternate timeline, but the alternate timeline like can't exist while the old timeline still exists or something like that, and so like he has to go back in order to stop the branching timeline from being
I don't remember that at all. All right,
there's something.
Yeah,
I
Richard.
just remember he dies from the jet engine.
Yeah.
And there's an alternate universe.
I need to rewatch it then. I absolutely. Richard Kelly, he directed The Box, which was great for about 20 minutes. Richard Kelly also directed Southland Tales, which is ambitious. That is all I have to say about that movie. I don't know what else Richard Kelly has done, but
that's about it, honestly. I don't think
Jake
he's done
says
much else.
Southland Tales happened to him.
Yeah. He got a cast for that one.
Yeah, he did. Quite a few people. The Rock was in that.
Oh,
wasn't he?
wait,
He's
got a movie coming up.
Ooh. Is it called
actually got his
Avatar
first movie since 2009 coming up? Corpus Christi. Whatever that is. But he directed it.
Do you have
an Iraq war veteran teams up with a wealthy business owner in Texas.
Cool.
So that's all that's available about
it. That sounds so Richard Kelly.
Okay. Yeah. And then tell me the point of alternate dimensions.
Yeah, I agree, Ben. The Box, brilliant. Monkey's paw. It's total monkey's paw. It's one of those movies for the first 20 minutes or so, maybe 45. I don't know how, but he break for those. Have you guys not seen The Box?
I haven't.
Not all of it. I've seen like the first 15 minutes or so, and I was kind of into it, and I never.
You're good. That's it. That's it. Don't watch the rest.
I'm good. I've seen it.
So a man walks door to door like a vacuum salesman, but he's got this little wooden box with a red button on it, and he offers Cameron Diaz I think $1 million if she pushes the button, but if she pushes the button, somebody dies.
That's right. Yeah.
And if she doesn't push the button, he'll make the same offer to somebody else. And the thing that I was like you put yourself in that scenario. It's like, well, wait a minute. Does that mean if I don't push the button, that the next person who gets it is going to kill? Like, I die if the next person pushes the button. Like, it had this long, beautiful road in front of it with so much it could have done. And then it was aliens. Like, it just totally got weird. It just gets so fucking ahead of itself.
No.
Yeah, it takes a left turn, and you're like, what? Why did you do that? Jake says,
they make me want to watch it. That sounds like a fascinating train ride.
It takes a left. There's a reason why Twilight Zone episodes are less than an hour. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah, they're fun one-shot ideas.
Brother. Yeah. Sorry, spoiler.
Hey,
just
you don't have spoilers for the box ahead.
Oh
You need to
yeah, oh
fix
yeah,
that.
yeah. Oh wait, I gotta shit. Well,
Now let's discuss our spoilers for Casablanca.
Okay. I fixed it.
We will be spoiling everything today. So what did you guys think of the sex scene in Spider-Man No Way Home?
Oh my god. Actually, speaking of Spider, did you guys hear about the fan film Spider-Man Lotus?
No, I
No.
No.
It was pretty far along in production, almost done, and a lot of people are really excited for it. And they've released some of the tech demos for it, and like the Spider-Man swinging through the city looks really good, like on par with like the Spider-Man movies that we've gotten. But also the director's a super creep, and it came out that he's a super creep, so the whole thing's kind of falling apart, and the whole project's never going to see the light of day now. It's worth looking up though if you can at least find that that tech demo of Spider-Man swinging around. It's pretty impressive.
What's
like,
the title?
Fan
Spider-Man
films are at that level.
What is it called?
Lotus, like the flower, Lotus.
See, what's funny is with all these IP, you have fans, and you have some rather talented fans making quality films. And
oh yeah,
it kind of frustrates you when the studio who's got all the money and making their IP for millions upon millions of dollars, and they make shit. And you have somebody who's doing it for out of their own pocket, just for passion for the property. It just, I don't know. Movies, yeah. Especially when a movie is about movie making or Hollywood or anything, like I really got sick to my stomach the way they blew La La Land, because it was just oh my god, how incredible. Or The Artist, like, guys. Yeah, movies are great. We're already here. We're watching them. Yeah. We're all passionate about them. But like, you're not the most important thing in the world. And I think movies take way too much for granted when it comes to people's passions.
I'm guessing I enjoyed Artist more than you. That being said, La La Land, I think we're on board with 100%.
I mean, I liked The Artist. I just feel like every time there's some sort of movie that is about.
I do get what you're talking about. It seems like all these big like usually for Oscar season they come out with at least one movie where it's essentially Hollywood giving itself a blowjob.
Yeah,
and it just feels like that. And
I love Fincher, but I felt like Mank was a little unnecessary. Yeah, Citizen Kane, best movie ever. Let's make a movie about the guy who wrote it.
Ooh,
cool. The 4-way blowjob scene from Toy Story 5 was a bit too much. What are we supposed to tell our kids?
I told my kids when four men love each other, they just go at it.
With all due respect, why is the argument about homosexuality or any sexuality, like, why are you worried about explaining to your kids something like people kissing? There can be members of the same gender kissing that mean nothing. I mean, there are some cultures where, like, that's how they say hello and goodbye, is kissing, because what you're talking about with Lightyear, it was just a kiss. What you're talking about with Star Wars, if you have good eyes, it was just a kiss. Like, they're not necking. It's not.
I can't show my kids Lightyear. Now I just have to sit them down and watch Terminator on loop because that's all they can watch.
Yeah. There's just I don't know. The two extremes are just getting too extreme, where the reactions are way overblown, and then you have the overcompensation in the other direction, where it's just like, for fuck's sake, you're doing no favors for anybody. Oh, and China doesn't want that, so now your entire pat on the back is moot.
Yeah, I do find they conflate the idea of like people like the actual like the act of sex and then people's like sex as in like their sexual preference. They conflate that as to like now children can't see it, and that drives me nuts. Because like, do you not understand there's a difference between like a sex scene and like two people who love each other who are married existing?
Yeah. They're making the Basic Instinct argument with Lightyear, and it's like that. No, that's not what's happening there.
Yeah, I was not expecting that scene in Lightyear. Oh my god, so much vagina.
What? The couple that kissed hello? What?
Yeah.
And Jake, you're right. They think homosexuality is degenerate, and these are
kind of the core of it.
And again, these are reactionaries on YouTube that would I would refer them as dude bros. That if there was a scene in a movie where two chicks kiss, that's hot because I don't know. That's a really good kegger. The hypocrisy is just really, really. I mean, if that's not your deal, then fine. Don't watch it. But people like that exist. That's all there is to it. Watch Birth of a Nation. You can watch that. I don't know what else. Like, what do people expect? There's so much. I have to plug a stream that I'm going to be doing in the near future with Dice Roland, Sweet and Spooky, and Desmond's Flicks, where we're going to be talking about representation and films for people who are non-white, straight men. And it will be hated by everybody who uses clickbait Brie Larsons in their thumbnails.
If you've made a Brie Larson video, you will not like it.
Yeah. Stuff we had in school growing up is now too dangerous for kids to see. Yeah. And what frustrates me is they're complaining about a kiss scene, but I guess what? You can't. Some of your kids can't go to school because they might get shot at. What do you explain to them about that?
Yeah.
That's happening like every other year now, where there's a major school shooting. You're worried about your kid seeing fictional characters kiss. That's what that's what you're worried about explaining to your kids. Not what to do when somebody with a weapon has lost their shit and is going to take it out on people that they have a problem with, which, by the way, if you keep polarizing like this, you know, I can't finish the sentence for TOS purposes, but you know, people tend to get extremely irrational,
especially when we're dealing with reactionaries in their audience who
right
yeah,
and bullying usually causes bad shit, and bullets are okay, but kissing is bad.
Yeah, apparently.
Oh
God. It's like, yeah, I'm okay with my kid dying at a school shooting as long as they don't like know that gay people exist. It's a logic I do not get.
Well, he died knowing there was nothing but straight. That's fine.
What?
Enact laws for people kissing, but not people getting shot. We're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people actually complaining is a very, very small percentage. They're just extremely loud. I hope anyway. I hope so too, but they're doing quite well.
I hope I'm dealing with I'm dealing with lots of stuff on my channel if you look at my comment section. But I'm hoping it's lots of bots and shit, because it's some of my comments are some just like, Jesus Christ, is this person for real? I do not get it.
They're never like 2-sentence comments. They're always like
I get quite
5
a few
paragraphs.
essays.
Yeah, like, dude, what? We're talking about a movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if I hit the read more and it blows up, like, past my phone can read. Guess what? I'm skipping.
I don't care. I don't care. You spend so much
I
time.
should be skipping more anyway. I mean, my girlfriend always jumps on me. Get out of those comments. Get out.
Oh, Jake found the loophole. School shootings are fine unless the shooter's gay, in which case they're bad, actually.
Yeah.
And, you know, that actually reminds me of something that reactionaries were very quiet on. Was what was the name of the school shooter movie that Daily Wire produced?
Oh God, that's a while ago. That was
the Run, Hide, Fight.
Run, Hide, Fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kind of a Mary Sue. Girl saves the day.
Well, I can't help it. Every time I see one of those guys talking about Terror on the Prairie, I always have to say, female lead, looking pretty woke to me.
Right, exactly. Like that's been the argument for years now. So it's funny how you know they say don't bring politics into it, but you have some you have some bizarre taste and some convenient.
And it always drives me nuts. It's like, what about a woman leading in a movie is politics? What is that? Describe the politics issue you're having right now.
It's Hollywood's agenda.
Oh, the agenda, the message. I gotcha. Sure.
Yeah,
the message
trying...
that women can be leads in movies.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm exhausted. Anybody in the chat before we shut her down? I realize there's a delay. Bob, what do you have coming up on your channel?
I've been so off tonight.
I am well, I got some more reactions planned out. I'm gonna be doing that. Doing another Critical Drinker by request. I'm a little burnt out on him, but
I actually before you go any further, I actually got into it with a fan of theirs.
Oh, it's very easy to do.
Yeah, and the person's the question was why are you only picking on the things that Critical Drinker hates, why don't you talk about his positive reviews? And I said, listen, I'm not very familiar with the person, but I'm looking at it from a critical, considering his name's Critical Drinker, right?
Yeah,
that's his YouTube name. You know, as a movie critic, he's not critiquing the movie. He's not doing what his name is. I mean, he could probably be drinking. Maybe if you're a drinker, you consider him critical. Maybe that's what the name means. I'm sorry.
Honestly, that's probably the angle they're going for. But yeah, I go over his newer She-Hulk one, and I'm burnt out on She-Hulk as well. But
we glazed right over She-Hulk.
Yeah, he even does a little defense for the guys who were clearly like surrounding her at the bar, which is just like, what are we even doing? But anyways, more exciting stuff on my channel is I am putting together a Stan Lee video. Kind of going to be looking at creators of the past who frequently people like to misquote now and try to bring them to light as to what their actual views were on stuff. And that's something I'm more excited about. You know, kind of the reactions are just kind of
cool.
You keep myself out there while I do the stuff I'm more interested in talking about. But I think it's important to do the reactions too. But that's what's coming up.
Dice, that's a brilliant point. It's not that the woman can be a lead in a movie. It's that the woman can be a lead in a movie without showing her tits.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, no, they have to show their tits. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Listen, you're lucky. You're lucky I saw tits. Otherwise, I would have called this woke and Mary Sue and all of it.
I remember teenage me thought that was important. Now it's like I've seen lots of tits in my life. I'm okay.
Yeah. You know, teenagers today, first of all, teenagers today have way too much nudity at their fingertips.
Oh yeah. I would die for something like the internet when I was a teenager.
Yeah, if you could take 14-year-old me and just like fucking give me half an hour of whatever the normal computer access is today, I would have said the future is the greatest thing ever. But you know, we had to you know, pause. We had to get VHSs and pause and rewind and grainy picture and
why is this part of Animal House all glitchy?
yeah. And the problem was it would if you fucked around with a certain part enough, it would show. So damned if I didn't get caught researching a scene or two as a teenager. Yes, X is my favorite movie. Equal opportunity nudity.
Oh, that's good.
For the record.
I have not seen X yet. My favorite right now is still Everything Everywhere All at Once.
X is quite good.
Okay.
X is brilliant, and they show you why that guy is a porn star, because what a shadow that thing casts. Let me say, wow. I'm fine if everybody's going to be nude. I think enough's kind of enough. Like there's random times where you just, well, I mean, it's happening less and less. Maybe since the Me Too movement, but it like there would be times where just I'm topless. I'm a female. I'm topless because movie.
Because the director's kind of a perv.
Yeah. And that's what I couldn't help but think when I hear the director of Blonde say, I want to see the NC-17 version of Marilyn. Wouldn't you want to see them? Or like that when I listen, I don't know what tone he said it in.
Yeah.
But when you read that, it's like, and he wrote it too. So there's that.
There might have even been a context where he essentially says, listen, I've researched Marilyn in real life. She's an NC-17 person. I think the movie by her should be NC-17. And he meant it more in that context. I would get it.
I hope
yeah,
so.
It doesn't read that way. Yeah. And
yeah. Right. As somebody who, I don't know, 60% of the time I type something, it doesn't come across the way I intend it. I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt. But my first instinct reading that is this guy wants to make a movie where Marilyn Monroe has sex, and that is the focus. Like the rating would be the last thing on my mind.
Yeah, like
if I'm making a movie, I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Unless like you're trying to make a like a Goonies type movie, and you're trying to, I don't know, get a G or a PG, like all right, we want these kids to act like kids, but we can't have them curse the way kids do when they're by themselves. Like that's the only time I could thinking of the rating first. Like the rating shouldn't take part in any decision making. Make your movie and then make your cuts if you have problems with the MPAA.
I can't help it. You brought up Goonies, and it reminded me that the guy who plays the villain, Robert Davi, he's done lots of stuff, but he's recently directed a really cringy looking Hunter Biden movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yes, it looks so bad.
Ugh. Oh, is that the one with Gina Carano in it?
Yes, it's that one. He's the director of that one. It's like, oh, no.
Okay.
I'm so straight. I forgot male nudity in X, and that's the point. It either all or none is my thing. Listen, I don't get turned on by the nude male form, but
I would assume there are people who do. So
sure.
I am not every person. I am.
Don't look. Look at the naked girl, not the guy.
Well, that's the thing. Even if they show it, they're not saying you have to get turned on by it. And if you're turned on by it, then you're learning something about yourself. So
yeah. I learned that Michael Fassbender has a lot more than acting going for him. Back when I watched Shame. Whoa. Guy's got a snake. We are weird about nudity in America, and now finding out, even with us being prudes for the last 60 years compared to most countries when it comes to sex, we still have a huge Me Too movement. Proves what?
Yeah, I feel like you're come to a good point.
Read that. I'm getting dyslexic.
No, you read it correctly. I felt like the person who commented it was getting to a good point, and then
we still had it.
Yeah, it kind of broke up.
Me Too movement. Oh! It wasn't the nudity in the movie's fault that we had predatory Hollywood system. It is a very good point.
Yeah, the nudity in the movies was really a side effect of what was actually the issue.
Yeah, it was like a projection, a cry for help, if you will.
I think some directors are better at hiding it, but there were always those movies that occasionally you watch where it's like, ooh, this guy feels like a creep.
Jake says the director of Blonde clarified those comments recently. Yeah. He just wants the film to be unflinching instead of watered down like Bohemian Rhapsody.
Amen. Bohemian Rhapsody. Like, it's got a good soundtrack. Rami Malek's great, but other than that movie is so goddamn forgettable.
I mean, I watched that movie and I know that the band Queen were really good people. Yes. As much as a fuck up as Freddie Mercury was, Queen, they knew how to solve fights.
Yeah. Well, it's also worth noting part of the issue with these biopics is that you have so many people who are alive that were involved, who are part of the production, who are sugarcoating the shit out of this stuff.
You got that right.
And yeah, it's Bohemian Rhapsody is like a prime example of that.
Freddie's drunk and high and late. I'm just gonna write Another One Bites the Dust, and we're all gonna. Yeah, that's gonna solve the whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
Because Queen has done so many things since Freddie died.
Couple lead singers.
Look at X. Our bodies don't hold up forever. If I was a mediocre movie star and looked like one of the Marvel Chris actors, I'd be naked all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there is that saying, if you got it, flaunt it. Mm-hmm. And I think Pearl is going to hammer that point home, which will make X that much more appreciative, because the old woman in X is, well, she's quite horny, to say at the very least.
Spoilers.
Oh my God. You took off the spoiler warning. We thought we were free of spoilers.
How can I phrase this? If there's both male and female nudity, then I'm over here like, it's a smorgasbord. Duh.
I don't know what's supposed to turn me on.
Right, Aaron. That's all I'm saying. Like, it shouldn't be a problem. Jake's got a brilliant point too. If you can, Google or YouTube Sacha Baron Cohen's interview with Howard Stern, where he talks about the Freddie Mercury movie he wanted to make. And Sacha Baron Cohen, in my opinion, looks way more like Freddie Mercury than Mr. Robot.
Well, Sacha Baron Cohen's also one of those guys where I'm always interested in what he does. Just, it's gonna be out
He's
there.
He's such a good actor.
Gonna be on board. I'm gonna be...
The MPAA cracks more on male nudity as well. I think it's only erect. I think it's only erect penises.
Right.
Maybe. Yeah. I'm trying to think of the last time I saw a erect penis in a movie.
You can, I mean, Showgirls, not one penis in Showgirls. That was NC-17.
Yeah, I was about ready to say, I don't recall any penises in Showgirls.
It's funny. I was talking about this Friday.
Sorry, The Hangover. It's a fake penis.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Take it easy,
Sorry.
Jake.
Well, it was also a fake penis in Boogie Nights.
Right. It's so strange, and there's quite the infamous story behind Return of the Living Dead, where Linnea Quigley, who is completely nude for the movie, they shot a scene of her walking to camera, and they took a look at the dailies, and apparently they weren't gonna get. It was gonna get an X. It was X rating back then, not NC-17. So what they did was they put a prosthetic vagina over her vagina.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
And the movie got its R.
No, they did similar stuff for the 50 Shades of Grey movies. Although I don't think you get any direct shots, but you get like the side view, and it's all like fake fur and stuff like that. And it's like,
what the fuck?
Yeah.
I think the MPAA is actually
creepier. Is that the scene where she's like eating ice cream off his body?
Maybe.
Why do you remember scenes from those movies?
Why do I remember?
I've seen the first one and the third one, and I didn't see the second one because I didn't want to and I didn't have to.
That may be it, Aaron.
Oh, so bad.
I don't think it's homophobia, but as a man, we like to think we got the biggest dick on the block.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
do.
Feeling threatened. Penis envy. That may be it.
Maybe, yeah. Well, I don't know. I also kind of feel like maybe they're concerned it might turn them on, and that scares them.
Actually,
I
you're probably not
prefer
wrong,
real
honestly.
vaginas.
Like, as sad as that is.
Yeah. I to be in an association where you determine the rating of a movie based on how many thrusts there are during a sex scene is kind of creepy to me. Going back to the director and saying, yeah, that third thrust is a little too deep. You're going to need to cut that. Like, what the fuck? They're dry humping. Yeah.
Listen, they're thrusting in the vaginal region. If you could move it up to the belly button, we could get that R rating.
Here's a copy of The Room. Just emulate this.
The best scene in The Room was the sex scene, as everybody says. The numerous ones. Oh, God.
Yeah. Speaking of somebody who wanted to flaunt it. Oh my God. Yeah, we're running. Wow, we've been going nearly 3 hours. Lindsey, what do you got coming up?
So I'm kind of in a bit of a holding pattern while I'm waiting for my new computer to get in, which should be here relatively soon, and it's going to be an absolute beast. I am excited. But I also have incentive to start really kind of churning out some content because I got a guy that wants to do like an affiliate thing with me. So I got to start making content in order to do all that. So I'll probably start spamming out some kind of reviews or something like that relatively soon here. Yeah.
Can you give us a sneak peek of what kind of thing you're?
What kind of what?
Your affiliate? Are you? Do you have a?
I'm until it's like really like finalized. I don't want to say anything too specific, but it's a company that makes really really cool movie posters, and like really cool movie posters. And they reached out like, and
I think we got the same email.
Oh, did you? Is it like color based?
Yes.
Hell yeah. Okay. I was actually going to recommend they try and contact you guys too if that kind of came up. So that's funny.
Well,
okay, cool.
If you did, thank you.
I thought it was weird that they were coming to me.
Yeah. Would Waldo laying down be something you would compare to from Where's Waldo?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Now that you're saying it like that. Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah. So I've got that coming up, and I'm really excited. Honestly, I think the posters are pretty cool. So I think it's kind of a cool design.
I agree. There was somewhere I was like, oh, my favorite movie doesn't even look that good. So I actually picked something else, and it was like, this is awesome. And now we're just like speaking in
curious
code.
Which one you picked, actually. Yeah, no, we totally are. We'll talk off camera about that.
Yeah.
But hey, we both got cool affiliate stuff going on, so that's exciting.
Yeah. Bob.
You already brought up. But yeah, I got the Stanley stuff. I got more reaction stuff. It's coming.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know when we'll be back. The movie business is kind of strange. But we'll just get together to shoot the shit for something. September. Are we all going to see Don't Worry, Darling? The Olivia Wilde directed.
I actually didn't have it on the agenda. I was thinking about watching it.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. All I'll say is the show's never dead. And you never know who's going to be here, including myself. So there's a bunch of new content here. we dusted off a video of Emily's that only her patrons were able to see a couple of years back, and I kind of CP'd it a little bit. I took an axe to some of it and put some things into it. Emily does a fairly thorough review and analysis of the movie Falling Down. Wow, it's like Michael Douglas Day today.
Oh yeah, I saw that posted. Yeah.
And of course, the 31 on 31 for August, where we rank 31 sci-fi movies and Blade Runner. Emily is my wife, but yes, I guess girlfriend counts too.
So technically, she's your ex-girlfriend.
No. Emily's my wife.
Weird.
Don't tell my girlfriend.
Who also happens to be named Emily. It makes it easier. I mean,
I only date Emily's.
You never say the wrong name.
I don't want to get names confused. Okay, I don't.
All right, guys. Thanks for showing up. Thank you to the super chats. Oh, yeah. We'll be back with more stuff in the future. Links down below to everybody's channel.
Yay.
And it's September for YouTube. If you join the channel, they're having a special for us creators. If you click the join button on the channel link, creators actually get a bonus. So you're actually kind of supporting twice as much for half the money. Yeah, I can't I can't show you behind the curtain, but just trust me that the lowest tier is worth a hell of a lot more to somebody like myself.
Oh my god. Hell yeah.
But everything.
What are you playing on Twitch?
Oh, everything. I play Call of Duty. There's this on Twitch that there's this game where you ride down a mountain on a bicycle, and it sounds simple. It's not. It's like that teacup game. It's so fucking hard. What was the name of that teacup game? It was like an old style cartoon, but like you looked like Mickey Mouse, but your head was a teacup.
Oh, Cuphead.
Yeah. Simple enough. How did I forget? Yeah, Cuphead. Yeah, that was stupid hard. So is this game where you ride a bicycle down a mountain. It is hard, and certain people get a kick out of my frustration. But yeah. So until next time, America, world, we have been OG Show Business, and thanks again to Rudy for joining us. Say goodbye, Lindsey.
Yeah. Goodbye, Lindsey.